very special night. It is the new moon in Leo, and it is also, the start of that 2 week cycle that is building up to our blue moon in Pisces that's going to be with us on August 30th. Guys, when the blue moon happens, that means we have had 2 full moons within a calendar month, and it's a very, very extra special full moon that brings through lots and lots of manifestations, lots of miraculous and unexpected or surprising events. And it's that, where we get that name, once in a blue moon, because it is a more rare occurrence. You'd have to look up in a calendar, which I'm sorry I did not already do, to see when our last blue moon was, and maybe get an idea of where you were at and what you were doing when that blue moon occurred. I'm sure that somebody out there watching me may know. If you can get a moment, help me out, because I didn't do this already. When was our last blue moon month, guys? Oh, good to see you all coming in there. Hey Marie, hey Ian, hey Crystal. So yeah, the last blue moon, I'm not sure when that was, but they are more rare occurrence, and that's what we will be seeing this month, because we started our month August 1st with the full moon in Aquarius. We will get the full moon in Pisces on August 30th, and that will be our second full moon of the month of August. So that makes it a blue moon indeed, which will be very, very magical. A Pisces full moon is already extremely magical. In my opinion, it is the most magical full moon of the year. So hey there, Strawberry. Good to see you, sweetheart. So we're gonna jump in. We're gonna be here for a little while. Probably about 2 hours, give or take, because we are going to go through all 12 of our beautiful zodiac signs and see what is going on for them as we shift from new moon to full blue moon. Ooh, Google says Halloween 2020. That's when the last blue moon was, y'all. So think about where you were, what you might have been doing when that full moon, blue moon was going on. And so, we were right in the middle of COVID during 2020 October. I think that was a very tough time for a lot of people, because that's a time when everybody wants to get out and go out, and it's like you can't get out and go out. So it's like, oh, very interesting how that cycle has come around almost 3 years later. Love it. So let's talk a little bit about our Leo new moon tonight. I love new moons. I was born in a new moon, so I really, really seriously enjoy them quite a bit. Here is our astrology chart for the day, evening, whatever you want to call it. So we're just going to take a peek at that. We do have quite a lot going on, as we always do. But right here is your new moon in Leo sitting right next to the sun. The way that you know you're in a new moon or black moon is when the sun and moon are conjunct, right? And that means they're 10 degrees or less apart from each other, but when it's a proper new moon, it's going to be at the same. So 23 degrees of Leo for both the sun and moon for early this morning. This, when this new moon started, it was a void of course moon, which I think is very interesting, because void of course moons are like mini Mercury retrogrades. So my feeling around this new moon is that the beginning of it might feel a little sluggish, might feel a little bit like pulling yourself out of the mud, but once you do, it will start to gain momentum, right? That is a big thing. We are in a lot of retrogrades. And it's very interesting because I have seen a lot of readers and a lot of pretty well followed and well, educated people making this really big deal about, oh, we're in all these retrogrades. I'm like, y'all, this is normal. We do these retrogrades every year around this time. It's not unusual. These are very natural, normal cycles. So don't want anybody to get all freaked out because we've got a lot of retrogrades. We have a lot of retrogrades around the same time every year, because all of our planets from Jupiter to Pluto go retrograde almost 5 months out of every year. So we are going to get those pockets where we have a lot of retrogrades. It doesn't mean that everything comes to an end. It doesn't mean anything awful. It is a different vibe, right? And that's why I think that, really, as of, gosh, how many years, it's been, our retrogrades have focused more and more kind of into that mid to late summer, up until like kind of the late autumn, early winter. That's when our retrogrades have been really, really focused, quite a bit. And so I think that those are periods of the year where we are a little bit more reflective. We go back and we kind of rework some things, and that's really what retrogrades give you a chance to do. So we do need them. You know, we really do need that retrograde action. So when you look at it, yes, it looks like quite a bit because it is a bit. We've got Pluto right here in retrograde. We've got Saturn in Pisces in retrograde. We've got Neptune in Pisces in retrograde. You know, Pluto, of course, is in those last degrees of Capricorn. Once it comes out of that retrograde, it will start to go into Aquarius as we move into next year. So very exciting for everybody. We also have, let's see, what's this? This is Jupiter. Yeah, Jupiter is in Taurus right now, which I love, because this is earthly abundance and expansion, but it will be going into retrograde soon as well. And we've got Uranus not in retrograde. There we go. Venus is in retrograde, and that one is the one that is unusual because we only get the Venus retrograde every 2 years. So we are definitely feeling that action. You know, and that to me, especially because it comes along with this new moon in Leo. Venus is retrograde in Leo still. It will be until September 4th. It still is, you know, we are working through a lot of relationship elements, but even more so to me, what Venus represents is love, right? It represents love. It represents as well the way that we express our creative selves on a degree, and it also is very much about the way we handle money. Oh yes, it is about the way we handle money. So I would say that with Venus being retrograde in Leo right now, and it is currently squaring, you see right here, we're gonna talk a little deeper astrology here for you guys. Venus in retrograde in Leo, right here. Okay. See these little red lines? Those are squares, and those represent that 90-degree angle. That's what creates a lot of challenge and friction. And it's squaring currently Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, the rebel, the individual. And it's also squaring Jupiter, which is our expansion and our growth. So what I really feel here, what this all comes down to in plain English, is that if you're not expressing your true creative vision and voice, if you're not living true to who you believe yourself to be or who you want yourself to be, you're going through not like an awful crisis, but you definitely feel itchy about it. You definitely feel restless about it. It's like, wait, I'm just not, it's like maybe you've been trying so hard to fit into you know, maybe you're the square peg and you've been trying to fit into the round, you know, hole, and it just is not working. So this is what's going to really trigger you. That I feel is a big, big thing going on right now. It's time to heal that. It's time to work on that. You know, to me, Venus in Leo is a very, very strong placement of self-expression because Leo is performance, it's the arts, it's creativity, it's colorful, it's bold, it's dramatic, it puts on a great show, you know, and usually expresses some kind of degree of creative talent or ability. There's a lot of very, very talented Leos out there. So those are the things I would say when I see squares like that, is this is really giving us that little zap or that little push to be more of who we are, more what we believe ourselves to be or want ourselves to be. We also have Mercury and Mars both conjunct in the sign of Virgo. We will be having our Mercury retrograde starting about a week from today, and that will, of course, be going retrograde in the sign of Virgo. This is an ultimate chance, ultimately good energy to readjust, especially finances and health. Reorganize your work, whatever it is that you're working on. If you're trying to clean up your act, clean up your house, clean up your health, clean up your mind, whatever it is, this is a cleanup time. Whether Mercury is retrograde or not, if it's in that sign of Virgo, we are focused on Virgo elements, and that's all of those, you know, purification, cleansing, taking good care of our health inside and out. It's all about organizing something, organizing people around us, organizing ourselves. If there's something that's been really out of whack or unorganized in your life, this is going to be an excellent retrograde to go back and sort all of that out. So, you know, Like for me, I'm going to be doing some stuff with some banking and changing some things. You know, I already feel this energy. If you're a Taurus or a Capricorn or a Virgo, you really, really will feel that. And especially if you're a Pisces too, because that'll be bumping up against all of your Pisces planets. So those are the people that'll feel that the most. But in general, what to do with that upcoming Mercury retrograde in Virgo is absolutely to focus on reorganization of your health, your habits, your hygiene, your money. How healthy is your money? Right? What's your relationship to it? Anything that needs to be cleansed, purified, reorganized. That's what's going to be happening. And as I always say, Mercury retrogrades are not the best for starting something brand new, but they're absolutely wonderful for completing something old. That thing that you're like, I keep meaning to get that done. Well, here comes your Mercury retrograde. That's the perfect time to do it. Don't make giant purchases. Don't make giant promises, right? But this is a great time to reorganize and literally get your stuff together. All right, so let's go into our readings for tonight, guys. A few notes on the channel. I know I posted a video not too long ago about the future of the channel. I am going to be keeping the Dragon Tail Tarot channel up. Just quick note, it's not going away. I will probably still be using it from time to time. But the thing that has really happened to this channel and has prevented its further growth is that the YouTube AI essentially has sort of blacklisted my channel. And I really do believe it is because we many times delve into some deep psychological topics or mental health topics on this channel. And I'm sure I have said the S word. I think you know what I'm talking about. I have probably talked about depression and all kinds of aspects of mental health with people that have been in here in my live streams. I know we do, because we get in, we don't shy away from talking about what's really going on and what we're really thinking about, what we're really feeling. And the unfortunate thing is that YouTube is shying away from that. People are getting their channels cut, blacklisted, not promoted, you know, censored here and there and all over the place simply because they are talking about those mental health topics. You know, they have to be so careful to say unaliving instead of the S word, or different ways to say it. But let's face it, we know people are out there. We have those feelings sometimes. Everybody's, you know, just about that I know has been through some kind of variation of either mental illness, mental health subjects. And it's definitely not something I think we should shy away from. I think when we do, we don't heal. And so because of that, I have never been afraid to talk about those things on this channel, but because of it, this channel has gotten, you know, the no-no from the AI, right? And so that's why I'm going to be starting a brand new channel. I've already set it up, but I have not started making it public yet, but it is called The Diamond Dragon. You can find it if you want to go ahead and sign up for it and subscribe, because as soon as I start putting content on there, that's where it will be. And I may change the name, but I like the Diamond Dragon. To me, a Capricorn, I'm a Capricorn, and Capricorns are my diamonds. You know, we survive, we are a result of heat, pressure, and time. So it is the Diamond Dragon, and if you find that, you can sign up to it, because that's where I'll be putting my newer content once I really get going with it. All right. Now that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get into our reads. We're going to start out with Leo because it is their season, it is their time. If you've been with me before, you know how my full moon and new moon readings work. This is going to be all about that cycle from the new moon to the blue moon, right? The second half of August here, and what's going to be happening for all of us. So we do some lunar oracle cards, and then we do some tarot cards to get a nice little message for you guys. All right, Leo, happy new moon in your sign. It is a bright, brand new beginning for our Leos. New moon cycles are beautiful. They are a 2-week cycle of greater growth, production, and just moving things forward. So Leo, it is your time to shine, and we've still got about a week left in Leo season. A big happy birthday to all the Leos who've already celebrated a birthday, or the ones that will be celebrating one this coming week. Love my Leos. Let's see what's going on for you. This will be new moon to full moon, which is our blue moon. What's going to be happening for this second half of August 2023 with our Leos, please, Spirit. Let's see what we have got for them. Nice, nice, nice. So your energy is already coming into this reading, Leo. In the immediate past, we have, look, the new moon in Leo. So you've been prepping for this moment. This has really been a bright time for you, and confidence is your key to success. So Leo, if you've been feeling less than confident, if you've been feeling a little shaky, a little sensitive, maybe wondering if you're really good enough, this is for some of you a fake it till you make it card, right? You know, even if you just kind of gotta keep your chin up and keep the shine up, even if you're feeling a little vulnerable, because eventually that's going to see you through. Just remembering that, you know, you have what it takes, that you are good enough. You're actually more than good enough, because Leo's, you're extra shiny. You know that. Let's clarify this one. I'm using 2 lunar decks. We're using Moonology and the Queen of the Moon. Oh, we got 2 on top of that. We're going to take them both. Ooh, these are so similar, Leo. Look at that. Look at that. We've got pleasure and we've got release. And look how similar these are. It's so much about some letting go. Oh my gosh. So Leo, if anybody has said anything mean to you, or anything that's kind of brought you down, anything that's lessened your confidence in the immediate past, it's time to release that. You'll feel so much better once you let that go. And that person, you know, or situation that made you feel less than confident, it will just melt away. That is like, oh, you'll just feel so much better once you release it and realize that it was probably coming from them from a place of either jealousy or just, you know, it was self-projection. Going into the immediate energy, ooh, conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse, right in the center of this reading. So the present energy that you're bringing through for the second half of August is that you're going to have some powerful conclusions, powerful manifestations that come full circle. To me, eclipses also reveal a lot of things that were kind of hidden. And they also do help us to release things that we want to let go of. Trust is on top of it. So Leo, you might be kind of worried, like, is it really gonna work out? Am I really gonna get the answers I need? Am I really gonna let go of the things I'm ready to let go of? There's an element of trust here. Try not to give into anxiety, fear, or doubt about this. As much as you are willing to trust the cycle is moving into its full awareness. So, you know, this could be something, you know, this is the egg moon card. This is the full moon that comes around in April. So this could have been a cycle that started in April for you, or this is something that's going on right now and will really come big full circle in April 2024. Take it as it resonates. Into the future, look at this, Leo. We have surrender to the divine. Huge energy of surrender in this reading. Look at that. We got the surrender and the pleasure, the release, right? We got release, we got pleasure, and we got trust. So this is so much about letting something go. This is so much about trusting. And we're going to get rid of this little gnat. Okay, we're good. All right, so we're doing a live stream here while this is going on, so there's some bugs. Surrender to the divine, Leo. This is really, to me, about letting go of anxieties, fears, doubts, sleepless nights, kind of that Nine of Swords energy, letting it go and surrendering to the fullness of the divine. And I really do feel that this blue moon, this Pisces full moon on August 30th is going to be very powerful for you because of that. This is going to be time to release some old baggage, some old energy. You might feel very emotional. I think the Pisces full moon, always very emotional, but you may really feel it in a deep, very heart-centered way. So go with the flow And if that means letting some tears flow, letting some energy go, that is definitely meant to be. And we got, oh, Leo, my goodness, we've got cards just flying away for you. Oh, what a beautiful reading you guys are getting. 2 more cards came out as your clarification for that full moon, surrender to the divine. Look at this, self-love, and you got the blue moon card. The expecting the unexpected. I feel like there's kind of like miracles happening for you here, Leo, on and around this blue moon. And, you know, to me, this is letting go of whatever wasn't loving and wasn't nurturing for you, and embracing, you know, that self-love, that self-worth that you have been needing for so long. And it's almost like if you thought you missed a chance for something, it's like here comes the chance back again, Leo. That's just incredibly beautiful. So, magic, miracles, release of old baggage, Leo. Trust in the process. Even if it seems like the timing is too slow or too fast or too whatever, just you gotta trust this is the way it was meant to unfold. Let's get into a little tarot to deepen these messages for you. But this is a fabulous reading for you guys. Awakening. Yeah, there's all kinds of new thoughts that are coming into your energy. Let me take just a moment. Guys, are we having any trouble with anyone in the chat here? Just let me know. I don't think we have any moderators here tonight, so if anybody wants me to make them a moderator, to help with the, because yeah, I'm watching y'all. I'm watching y'all. All right, so immediate past, Leo, we have the awakening. Again, this is sitting on top of that release and that surrender. I do feel like you have been shaking some old baggage loose, old people, old situations, things that are just it's time to go. And it hasn't been fun. Like, it hasn't been a lot of fun, but ultimately you are going to be feeling a lot better once you do that. Let's get into a clarifier for the awakening. It's the same as the Hanged Man in the traditional deck. And it is that Pisces energy, right? It's that release. It's the letting go. It's like you can't take all that baggage with you. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, because you're moving past it. This is all moving forward. And this is an adorable deck I'm using to clarify these, my little chubby bunny tarot. They are so cute, and I'm just in love with them. So the Wheel of Fortune on top of the Hanged Man, you are coming out of this phase of sacrifice and release. It's going in a much more positive direction. This is Jupiter energy, so it's expansion. Right in the center, on top of that full moon eclipse and the Trust card, we are getting the Ace of Pentacles. So Leo, I feel like there's some kind of big gift coming in for you, you know, through this next 2 week cycle. There is something really tangible too. It's very, very tangible. It's like this is manifest. This is something that really, you know, it's literally like money in the bank, a real tangible person in your life, a better situation, something that you can really hold on to. So very, very nice card always. It's like something you've worked for is really come in full circle. Yeah, it's finally, and it may be we got this Tower card. So guys, you know, I feel like the good stuff is coming in and literally pushing the old garbage and baggage out. I mean, that's really what's happening here, because the Tower is Mars energy. It's movement, it's action, it's the old crappy crumbly foundation going away. And so, you know, with that Ace of Pentacles, it's going to be a really clear choice, I think, for a lot of my Leos. It's like, you may even have that decision. It's like, okay, keep sticking with this old energy or old situations that haven't been good for you, or it's time to just clear it away and pick the better thing that's coming in, because you'll really see it coming in. All right, getting into the future with that full moon, blue moon, self-love. Look at this Page of Swords. So to me, this is a lot of new thoughts, new ideas, a flurry of new information, a flurry of new communication. Let's get a clarification on this Page of Swords, please, for Leo. And we got King of Wands, so it's very decisive. It's like all this new information helps you really make a decision about, you know, where you want to go next. And I really love the King of Wands, because for you, Leo, it's fire energy. You're a fire sign. And to me, I see that as you coming back into more of your power. It's like, okay, now I got all the answers I need. I got all this new information, and it's making me feel a lot more confident about where we're going, what we're doing. This is a gorgeous reading for your full moon, new moon energies here, Leo. You've been through it, you know, because I can see it. I don't think you're currently as much going through it. You are healing from it, and it's really time to start releasing some of this old baggage that may have accumulated along the way. And don't worry about how this is all going to unfold. You gotta trust in this process. Go with the flow. The miracles are coming. They really are here. This is a great read. Let's get a manifestation on this for Leo, please. Look at that. What does this say? Leave the past behind. Leo, this is a powerful cycle. The next 2 weeks, you're going to, and it's good, you're just gradually going to, it's going to fall away. It's going to fall away, guys. You know, this old baggage. Look at that last quarter moon in Capricorn. Yeah, I mean, this is just like the ultimate, like, you've worked for this too. Especially any of my Leos that have had, you know, counseling, therapy, and working at it, and you're like, when is it ever going to get better? And then suddenly it's like, it just starts to get better. Like, it all starts to click, and it's like, oh, now I know I've been doing all this work. Now I get it. It's time to let it go and feel this great new vibe coming through. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, guys, so let me go ahead. I'm going to make some new moderators in here. Hey, she says she'll be happy to help out. So we are going to add her, boom, as a moderator. Let's see. Ooh, it's giving me options here. Managing or standard? Standard moderators. I'm gonna make, yeah, let's go ahead and I'm gonna give you a wrench. Boom. All right, Ocean. Crystal Bell. Remember when I met you, felt a lot of energy from me, and shared a message with me that touched me. I'm glad I followed your channel. Crystal, where did I meet you? Remind me. Been reporting all the trolls, yeah. We have a lot of, we have a good many mods, but they're just not here tonight. They're all going to be annoyed. But I didn't plan this. This was spur of the moment. I've been having to kind of do it like that. That's a big thing that's put a little bit of a damper on my channel working, is that I do have asthma. So I kind of have to pick and choose. And I also have other work. I have other jobs that I do besides this. So it's kind of like I have to moderate my energy and how am I able to get in here and do things. I haven't been as consistent as I used to be. And, but it's okay. It's totally okay. Let's see, reconnect. Okay, so Brenda, you are added. And Crystal Bell, if you would like to be one, I will go ahead and add you, because we definitely need you guys. Because there's already been a little bit of shenanigans in the chat. Hey there, Jennifer. Hey, sweetheart. I saw you on my comments, and thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And for those of you that are looking up the new channel that I haven't really launched yet, it is the Diamond Dragon with the word the Diamond Dragon. There's no numbers or anything attached to it, I don't think. Um, but like I said, I haven't uploaded any content to it yet, so no worries if you can't find it. I will absolutely be doing an official like post with the link and everything when that's really like in full swing. I'm just trying to decide like when. Aw, thank you, Jennifer. Well, I love having you here. Aw, really appreciate it. So up next is Virgo. Virgo is our next for our new moon to blue moon readings. So Virgo, this is going to be your 2 weeks moon, full moon, Pisces moon on August 30th. But a lot of these energies do reverberate beyond the full moon. So hang in there for all of it, because I'm using a couple of lunar oracle decks and also the tarot to get your messages. So dear Spirit, please show us our Virgos. What do we have for them, please? August 2023. Everybody's getting a little bit of this release message. Wow, okay. Immediate past energy. Oh my goodness. We've got South Node. Don't let your past hold you back. The South Node is a lunar point in the astrology chart, guys. And this is to me always about your past. It's your past incarnations. If you believe in past incarnations or not, you know, it doesn't matter, but this is really what you've already lived down in this life or in past lives. And so many times with that South Node, you know, point in our astrology chart, we can see where we have kind of gotten into a energetic rut, right? Or, you know, a lifestyle rut, you know, where it's like we just keep doing the same thing again and again and again, or we keep believing the same things about ourselves again and again. So Virgo, this is really a time when you want to let go of anything negative from the past that holds you back from growth, from holding you back from going onward and upward. Let's get a clarifier from the Queen of the Moon on this one. Get us a little extra. Yes, and some of this, Virgo, you have a lot of similarities to Pisces, your opposite sign. Both of you are very sensitive and very accommodating to others. And so I think part of what may be holding you back is maybe a lack of boundaries here, or that's what you've really been experiencing recently, is that, you know, when you put those boundaries up, if you don't honor your personal boundaries and you just let somebody toxic or somebody that's really abused or disappointed you back into your life, it never goes anywhere good. So please, Virgo, learn that lesson. Do not let that old habit of dropping your boundaries for negative people back into your life, right? This is like, keep those personal boundaries in place and be good to yourself. Right in the center, what's coming through with this whole cycle for you? What's the main energy? Is what do you need to release? The waning moon. So I would say that even after this full moon subsides at the end of the month of August, you're still going to be releasing, because of course after the full moon we start, you know, into that waning energy, and that is a energy of release, surrender, and letting go. So Virgo, it's definitely time to say, what is it that's no longer serving me? What is there that is hurting me or is just dragging me back into a version of myself that I don't really like? That's what it's all about. Letting some stuff go. Leo had that too. Leo had that too in their reading. Clarified by faith. Yes. And it's interesting, you know, Leo had the trust card. You have the faith card. They're really, you know, two sides of the same coin, faith and trust. It's really a belief that what's meant to leave is meant to leave, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to stress about it. You know, this is the worm moon. That is the full moon of March, which, you know, happens in Pisces season. So to me, this is really, you know, that beautiful kind of Empress energy, It's about trust. It's about faith that things are going to grow and culminate in their own time. The seeds that you plant, will come back around and be even more beautiful based on what you're willing to let go of now. So there's a lot about release, and there's a lot about having faith that it is in your best interest. Going into the future, we have your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon. So why feel Virgo as this next couple weeks works its magic and into the, after effects of that full moon, blue moon, you are going to be deciding on what you really want. Look at that. We're at that halfway point, and that's usually when we kind of go, do I want to continue the rest of this journey, or do I want to stop now and change direction? So just because you've got a commitment to something doesn't always mean it is right for you. So you may be kind of going, And that Mercury retrograde that starts next week, Virgo, that's going to be with us for about 3 weeks. So keep in mind that you will be doing a lot of personal processing. You will be reviewing a lot of things to say, what's the most productive? What's the most beneficial? What's the healthiest subjects in my life, elements of my life that I do want to commit to, and what are things that I've committed to in the past that are no longer something I want to be committed to. And you'll be making those decisions as it accords to yourself. Let's get a clarifier on this one. Yes, and you've been through a lot here, Virgo. There to me is a difficult cycle coming full circle. It's been very burdensome. Here's my resilience card. This one reminds me so much of the Ten of Wands in the tarot, because it really is about, that last, tough climb up that hill with the bundle of sticks or that basket of sticks. And it's like, once you've done that, it's like you're done. And here, we have that, that waning moon in there, it's kind of like, it's just, we're letting go of something. So I feel like whatever has become just ridiculously burdensome, you're going to be choosing to put that down. The things that are still good and still make you happy in life, you're going to hold on to those, but the rest of it, you're going to turn it loose. Let's get into some tarot and see what your deeper messages are, past, present, future, around this lunar cycle, second half of August 2023, please, for Virgo. Yeah, I really, wow. Virgo, I feel like you've really had some toxic people in your life, or some toxic feelings that have been a result of having had dealt with some really negative types of folks. But the beautiful thing is, I really do feel that you've got this new beginning coming up, and that's really where this cycle is taking you. But you've really had to release yourself from some negative times or some negative people. In the immediate past, we have the ego cards, the same as the devil in the traditional deck. So to me, this is like, freeing yourself from these chains, right? The negative side of the devil, which is a Capricorn energy, it is those habits and routines. And Virgo, you're a sign that's all about habits and routines. And so if you get into habits or routines that aren't healthy for you, or they no longer bring you joy, they make you feel really trapped, it's time to release those unhealthy habits. And a lot of this is just, it's not even like it's, you don't have to be super aggressive to do it. What I see with this combination of cards is, with this boundaries card, it's like, it's as simple as putting your foot down. And if you just put your foot down and say, I'm not willing to be treated with disrespect, and they either blow up or vanish on you, then that's definitely what was meant to go. You've got your Knight of Wands here. You could have been dealing with Sagittarius energy, some fiery, or aggressive energy from somebody. Could have been somebody very pushy, or somebody that was kind of in and out of your life. But I also see this a little bit as you being ready to keep it moving and get out of a bad situation. Because to me, the Knight of Wands is a traveler, right? It's very much like, let's get the heck out of here and go do something fun, right? And I think that's really what that feels like to me. It's like, it's not fun hanging out with these idiots anymore. let's Let's go do something better. In the center, present energy, what this is around, right? Five of Swords. And to me, this is one of my least favorite cards in the deck because it really points to that, you know, energy of unscrupulous people, people that are not exactly the most honest or upfront. They just kind of play to win, even if that makes you the loser. They're willing to take advantage of others, even if it hurts them. And so I really do feel that that's what you're releasing. This is right on top of that what do you need to release card. So, you know, trust your intuition here, Virgo. Don't overthink it. If it feels right to stay away from somebody or not talk to them or associate with them anymore, you are right. And there's something better coming in. You know, look at that. We had the Knight of Wands over the last one. We have got the Ace of Wands here. I feel like there's just so many better circumstances and new opportunities, new circumstances, new energy, passionate, fiery, something that makes you feel very happy as we work into that, you know, full moon at the end of the month and beyond. On top of the resilience and the commitment being tested, we do have the Dreamer. It's the same as the Fool card. I have a Virgo friend who will really, really love that, as he loves the Fool card. But to me, the Fool card is, you know, it's that taking the leap of faith. It is keeping that very open, innocent, gentle energy that says, trust yourself. Don't pay attention to your fears. Pay attention to what feels right for you. So beautiful, beautiful read. Let's get a clarifier on the Dreamer for Virgo. And the Two of Wands. You got all wands, all wand energy on the clarifiers here, Virgo. So Two of Wands, same energy, new beginnings, new doors opening, looking at what you want to go do. What do you want to try? You've already stabilized yourself in one area. It's like, okay, what's next? I'm going to open that door and see what comes through. I'm going to take that leap of faith and see what new energy opens up to me. I love it. Yeah. It's interesting how, to me, this was very similar to the Leo reading, but, you know, in a slightly different way. But there's still that theme of release and surrender. Let go of anything toxic that's dragging you down, and don't be afraid to jump into that new life. Let's get a manifestation card to summarize this reading for our Virgos. Oh, I love to see that. Yes. Be proud of yourself. I think that's a really important one, especially for Virgos, because you often, you know, criticize yourself a little too harshly. But that last quarter moon in Taurus is really saying to be proud of the things that you have accomplished, the things you've grown, the things you've planted, the progress that you have made. And keep that as a good thought in your mind. Because I really sense that you've been around some really negative people. They don't feel that good about what they've been doing or their life. So they really are, you know, like putting that bug in your head all the time about, you haven't done that great. I haven't done that great. It's like they're living on that really low vibration, which I don't like. We don't like that. Alrighty. Ooh, we're doing Libra next. We love our Libras. I'm actually drinking coffee tonight. I really don't drink coffee very much, but I do like it. And it's helping keep me awake. All right, Libra time. My lovely Libras, this is going to be your reading for the new moon in Leo starting tonight. And we are going towards the full moon, blue moon in Pisces on August 30th. So that is what this reading is going to encompass. And don't be surprised if a lot of the messages reverberate beyond the end of this month, because those full moons have a way of being very cyclical. It's one thing gives birth to another. So let's see what we have. Spirit, angels, guardians for our beautiful Libras. This new moon, blue moon cycle, August 2023, please. Ooh, I like it. Libra, all kinds of new energies for you. Wow. Okay. All earth signs are represented here. I gotta show you. I gotta show you because it's really something. All new moon energies and all earth signs, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. You may have some very significant earth sign people in your life. And if you don't, you might. Because this is new energy. Okay, in the immediate past, we have your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. So something you've been working at pretty hard. I also have to point out that on the bottom of the deck, I don't always show these, but it just ties in so much, is the full moon in Capricorn, end of a tough cycle approaching. So just putting that out there for you, Libra. You are surrounded by earth energy, and the Capricorn especially is very strong around you. You've been working hard at something. Maybe a Capricorn in your life is working hard at something. Maybe you're even working at it together. It could be possible. If you have Capricorn placements in your chart, you're going to resonate with this even stronger. I'd say the same thing with Taurus and Virgo. Libra, if you've got any major earth sign placements in your chart, this reading is definitely for you. So immediate past, I like to see the hard work paying off. To me, that's a very good feeling. And you're in those ends of tough cycles, because Capricorns, you know, we work hard, play hard, I'll tell you. Woo! And it hasn't been easy. Of course it hasn't. There's been a lot of resistance, you know, and maybe that's coming from you, maybe that's coming from other people. It's like you've almost sometimes been standing in your own way in different aspects here, you know. And I would say Capricorn energy, earth energy in general, can be a bit stubborn. Like, you know, we don't really like to change unless we really have to. But sometimes we need to. You know, sometimes we really do need those changes. And I feel like, you know, I love this card because it's like, in spite of how stubborn you are, it's just like balling up that fist. It's like the plants are still going to grow, right? It's still, there's still going to be growth. It just will be a lot faster and a lot better if you release and relax a little bit, right? Right in the center for you, Libra, we have a time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo. So even if you are feeling like you don't have a lot to give, it's like when you do give, you get even more back from it, because it gives you such a good feeling that you were giving something, that you actually bring about even more blessing and more growth for yourself. Virgo energy, I would also say, Libra, it's a great time to balance your health. We are having a Mercury retrograde soon in Virgo. Mars is in Virgo, so this is absolutely a wonderful time for reorganization and just tuning into our bodies, tuning into our habits and how we treat ourselves on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, self-reflection, right? So make sure that you're eating well, drinking enough water, getting the things that you really need to keep you in a positive direction health-wise. That's really what I get from this. You know, it's that word that you're gonna love. It's balance. It's inner balance, and I really think that this is a good time for that. Mercury retrogrades always give us an opportunity to kind of go back and examine some things and, you know, recalibrate some things that we've needed to do. Going into the immediate future, new moon in Taurus, prosperity lies ahead. Absolutely a beautiful card, especially for the future energies, because it's really like you're going towards something that's really going to bear some fruit. Whatever you're working on right now has a very good chance of succeeding. To me, new moon energies are all about, you know, planting the seeds, setting the intentions. And these are some really, really good intentions and seeds. It's like this is fertile ground when you've got Taurus energy helping you out. And it's clarified by our snow moon. There's a real energy of purification and cleansing here. You know, you got that with the Virgo energy, you're getting it with the purification. This is the full moon that happens in February. So I'm just letting you know, Libra, that anything that you're planting or doing right now, you might really see the culmination of it February 2024. That is Aquarius season, right? And Aquarius is in a very good harmony with your sun sign. So that's just a nice little thing to point out there. Let's dig into some tarot now. Let's see what we have, please, for Libra. Just give us a little more insight for them. Past, present, future, same lineup. And we're just going to see what the tarot brings to you. Ooh, you've got such powerful stuff. I love this reading, Libra. Oh my gosh. Okay. Big time Saturn Capricorn energy in the past with the World card here. You've really completed some big cycle, and it's a really positive thing. Like, this is very good. Whatever you've completed, whatever you have culminated, this is great because this is the last card in the major arcana. It's ruled by Saturn. It is one of the Capricorn power cards. It incorporates elements of the fixed signs as well. That would be Taurus, Libra, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So it's really about things coming full circle in a very victorious way. Ooh, let's clarify that world. I would say, Libra, right now, if you have any worries or any doubts or anything like that, it's time to let go of them. Don't stop pushing against it. You know, it's time to just relax and believe that the good things that you're gonna have are coming your way. Wow. Yeah. King of Wands. In spite of all the back and forth, in spite of all the headaches and the resistance and the hard work and the effort, you know, it's like you're back in an energy. This is, to me, very Aries energy. King of Wands, you know, he's really going in the direction of what it is that he wants. He's like, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get it. Right in the center, oh, we've got the Lovers card. And so with the Virgo energy, the self-reflection, to me, this doesn't feel so much about necessarily a romantic relationship, but to me, it is definitely making some big decisions. And when I see, you know, the self-reflection, it reminds me of Gemini, and the Lovers card is definitely a Gemini card. So this could be about greater communication with yourself and with other people. And of course, that would impact personal relationships of all kinds. Many times the Lovers card comes in as well when we're trying to make some choices, when we're trying to make some decisions, right? You know, if you have felt out of touch or out of sync with a love relationship or your partner, this could also kind of be saying, do some self-reflection first, right? Before you communicate with them, but you should definitely communicate with that Gemini energy of the Lovers. Yep, it's about time to balance, honeys. My honeys. And my bunnies. I got my little bunny tarot. I love this deck. But the Six of Pentacles is both a Libra and a Taurus energy, right? So it's equal give and take. They're holding the scales, right? You know, it's really about giving to others, but not giving so much that you have nothing for yourself. So that's the same, you know, it's in that same column with that Virgo, a time to give instead of take, right? And if you've been giving too much, it might be a time to take instead of give. But this is definitely about keeping it all in balance. And I can't, this is the cutest deck. There's carrots on the coins. I'm just, because it's bunnies. Carrot money. All right, Libra, in the immediate future, we have the Three of Cups. That is a card of celebration, getting together with friends, just having a good time, go out dancing, maybe see some music, have a nice dinner together, whatever it is. But I do feel like there's something to celebrate coming up in the future. Let's get a clarifier on that Three of Cups, please, for Libra. And we have our Queen of Swords, which is the Libra Queen. She is Very, very strong. She can be very strict and demanding. Um, yeah, but she's pretty awesome. I love the Queen of Swords, and she is definitely, like I said, the Libra Queen. So she's very much about bringing things into balance and keeping order. She really will not put up with people that treat her poorly or people that don't respect her. So, you know, you better believe that the people in your inner circle that you're celebrating with, they've passed the Libra test. They've passed that Queen of Swords test in your life. Absolutely. Let's get into a manifestation card for you, Libra. And there we have it, folks. Full circle, full moon in Taurus, detoxify. Yeah, I mean, like we said about the habits and the routines, it's time to release some old things, do some self-reflection. Yeah, the new moon in Capricorn and full moon in Capricorn, new and full moon cards in Taurus. There's a lot of earthy energy. Um, you know, this is definitely a time of being careful what you wish for, because you'll probably get it. Be careful what you focus your thoughts or actions on, because you will reap the result of whatever that is, good or bad, you know. Most of this to me looks very positive, but absolutely, it's a manifesting time. So make sure that you're manifesting the best. Don't give in to anxiety, doubts, or fears. And I would say, you know, really check in with yourself. Anytime you feel a little off or a little bit like you got a question in your head, check in with yourself, Libra. I really like that one. That was a good read. We're going to check the chat just a little bit. Nice. Oh, I like that y'all are hanging out with each other. All right, guys, it's time for Scorpio. And this will be for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, etc. And I know I see my folks talking in the chat, and they're talking about, you know, the difference of how to get at all the parts. Now, if you're reading for your sun sign, that's going to be, you know, your conscious mind, right? Conscious ego drives is the sun sign. That's why we focus so much on it. But the moon sign is the subconscious. It's almost more important as the sun than the sun, because it's very much about what drives you subconsciously. The things that you really, really want out of life are really shown by that moon sign. Your Venus sign is definitely the way you interact in love. So if you're watching a reading for your Venus sign, you can apply it more to that part of your life. And if it's your rising sign, the rising sign is really that, you know, the style. It's like the kind of channel through which the rest of the chart is expressed. It's the first impression that you give to people when they meet you. So that's kind of how to watch these. Like if you're Scorpio rising, that's what it will apply to. If you're Scorpio Venus, it'll apply more to your relationships. So just keep that in mind whenever you're watching these. So Scorpio, this is going to be your reading for the August 2023 new moon to blue moon cycle. We're starting with our new moon today in Leo, and we will be culminating that in the full moon, which is a blue moon. It's the second full moon of the month, and it is in that sign of Pisces at the end of the month. Keep in mind, of course, that these messages definitely reverberate beyond the full moon. And if you just happen to come across this reading at a time other than August 2023, it may just be messages that you need to see for yourself. There's always the little bit of that timeless quality to read. To me, it's like if something really calls to you, it might be what you need to see at that moment. All right, Scorpio, dear Spirit, what do we have for them in their lunar cards and in their tarot for this new moon to blue moon phase? Ooh, these cards are already jumping, Scorpio. Oh my word. This is going to be one of those readings, isn't it? It's always intense with Scorpio. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be one of those readings. Oh my word, y'all. Okay, so I just gotta say, okay, Libra had all new moon cards. Look what you got, Scorpio. All full moons. You can't make this up. Scorpio is turning it up. All right. Immediate past, full moon in Pisces. And that is the full moon that we are going towards for, you know, the end of August. So I do feel seeing this in your past influences is kind of like spirits telling you this Pisces full moon is going to be a big deal for you. It's going to be very powerful. We have the message of balancing spirituality and practicality on this card as well. So I do feel that you have been very focused on balancing yourself within Scorpio. In the immediate past, you've really been trying to put both your logic and your intuition together. And you are a fellow water sign, just like Pisces, so you do have that very deep intuition. You get those psychic twinkles, all that good stuff. And so, yes, boundaries are important because I think you are super sensitive. And I think you've been, you know, applying the practical side of that is if somebody keeps taking advantage of me, or if I'm, you know, feeling a lot of compassion for somebody that just ends up treating me badly every time, it's time to put up some boundaries, right? So just keep those nicely in place, my dears. There is nothing wrong with that. Into the immediate energy of this cycle, what this transit really spells for you is the full moon. Heightened emotion, more sensitivity. Whenever I see all full moons in a read for these lunar cycles for a sign, I always feel like they are going to have a more sensitive time, a more open time, a time of manifestation, a time of, you know, culminations in their life. So surrender to the divine, let those changes happen, let things work out, get in deeper touch with spirit, or whatever you associate with, you know, a spiritual power. Getting in touch with yourself is part of that as well. Yeah, to me, wow. Scorpio, this cycle is powerful and it's very much about you. It's not so much about others at this time. You've got this wolf moon here with the hunger, and the wolf moon is that full moon of January. It's one of the coldest times of the year, so it can sometimes feel a little lonesome. You know, things may feel a little scarce during that time of the year. But in some ways, I feel that this is you just kind of stripping down all the externals, all the things that are unnecessary, and looking at just the pure essence of your soul, and really, really getting in touch with what makes you, you. So beautiful kind of energy, but it is intense. But Scorpios like it intense. I swear. It's like Scorpio readings, they got to be intense. In the immediate outcome of how this full moon will culminate and beyond, we have your dreams need a practical plan with the full moon in Taurus. So you do have a lot of big dreams. You have a lot of big goals. Interesting how that message on the Pisces full moon said, you know, balancing spirituality and practicality. I kind of feel the similar thing with the full moon and Taurus card. Your dreams need that practical plan. Same thing with Pisces. They have a lot of dreams, but they don't always have as much logic or practicality. So this is that other side of Scorpio. Taurus is, you know, the opposite polarity side of Scorpio. And so I believe that you are taking you've got a lot of dreams, a lot of things that you want to do, and it's time to really start building that plan. We got a Mercury retrograde, so if there's something or a project that you've shelved again and again, that's the perfect time to get it back out and start working on it. Always Mercury retrogrades are not as good for starting a new project, but for working on an old project or moving forward on something you've been wanting to do for a really long time, they're really great for that. Doing something you've wanted to do, or doing something again that has worked for you in the past. Wow, and the realization card here, guys. I like it, okay? Because you're going through that door that's shaped like the keyhole, and you are the key. You are the power. You really don't need someone else to sort this out for you. If you have help or you have a good partnership, then that's just icing on the cake. But honestly, this is really about you. You know, like I said, you know, stripping away all of the other stuff, all the externals, and just saying, you know, I do have that power within. You know, on the bottom of this Queen of the Moon deck, we also have the Patience card, which again, it feels very similar to this. You know, walking through that gateway, walking through that portal. You know, for some of you, it may take a little longer than you want it to because we do have that patience card involved. But to me, that's kind of a good thing, because if it does take longer, that's just letting you know. It's not like it's never going to happen. It's just going to take its time. It's going to come at the right timing. Let's get into some tarot next for you, Scorpio. We're going to look at these same columns, past, present, future, and we're going to deepen these messages for you. Good shuffle. Yeah, you've had a lot on your mind. You've gone through a lot of like sleepless nights and worries, anxieties, fears. With the Nine of Swords, almost feel like you've been fearing using those boundaries or putting those boundaries up. It's like you don't want to hurt somebody by putting your foot down, but you kind of need to. But you've been worrying about it a lot. You've been overthinking it. It's better to just do it than to overthink it. Let's get a clarifier, please, for this Nine of Swords for Scorpio. Yeah, it's time to let that go. With the Knight of Wands, it's definitely a fiery movement forward. It's Sagittarius. You know, for some of you, you might be putting your foot down with a Sagittarius or with an air sign, but mostly what I feel is that it's like it's time to move beyond that. It's time to let that chapter go. Yeah, this is a very like self-preserving, self-protecting energy that's coming in for you through this cycle with the Seven of Wands. This is like standing up for yourself, but being particular about what battles you choose to fight. Make sure that they're really something that you need to stand up against, because you may not. You know, it may just be something that in your mind is a lot worse than it really is. So definitely choose the battles wisely here, Scorpio. This is mostly about focusing on yourself, not worrying about what other people are doing. Because, you know, if you get too distracted by what other people are doing, you may miss this, you know, this little key. You've got the Page of Pentacles here twice in your reading. So to me, this is about making a small investment that grows to something much bigger over time. This is also such a student card, and here it is again in your immediate future as this plays out into the full moon as the Page of Pentacles again. So to me, this is taking a class, learning something, making an investment in yourself or in something financial for yourself, but it's definitely investment that you make for your future, and it's definitely worth doing it. Even if it seems like it's a small beginning, it will build, it will grow. It's like a good little opportunity coming forward. Maybe what you're stepping into. And I think a big reason that it's been a little bit tough for you to just go ahead and do it is because doing that may mean walking away from something. And even though the something that you'd be walking away from isn't all that satisfactory in the first place, you know, the Eight of Cups is kind of like saying, you know, the main crux of it, the good stuff might, you know, be there, and there might be some good things about it, but it's not ultimately fulfilling. So you're choosing to continue your journey, just like with this Knight of Wands. Continue the journey, keep going. You know, on the bottom, you know, we've got the Queen of Cups, which I always call my Scorpio queen, and we've got the Six of Swords. So I feel like you're really making this choice to step away from drama, from headaches, from toxic situations or people. Let's get a manifestation on this one. This is a big one, Scorpio. I feel like you're really coming into touch with what you truly want and desire. And it may not be the easiest choice to make, but I think when you choose yourself, the choice kind of makes itself, right? It's like when you choose to go in the direction of your dreams and taking care of yourself and investing in yourself, all the things that were not right for you just naturally fall away as you move forward without even really a whole lot of pain here. I think you've been worrying about it a lot, but once you actually do it, it's like, whew, you know, it's not so bad as you thought it might be. Let's get a message on this for you. Let's see what it says. Oh yeah, see, there you go. Full moon in Capricorn. Take the reality check. There's a goat. Goats are always good for the reality check. So Scorpio, this is really saying, you know, not what you hope is there, not what you dream is there, but what is really there in your life. What is really working for you, what is really not working for you. And once you have that reality, you're going to make choices in accordance with that. And bit of an intense reading here, y'all, but very, very revealing. All right. Next up is going to be Sagittarius. So let's prep up for them. Sagittarius, love you guys. Happy new moon in Leo. This is going to be your reading for this second half of August as we build from today's new moon in Leo up to the full moon in Pisces. That's the end of the month, and that's also a blue moon because it is the second full moon that we have had this month. So let's dig right in. We're going to be using the lunar oracle decks of Moonology and the Queen of the Moon, along with a couple tarot decks to get your messages today. Kind of a past, present, future layout. Dear Spirit, let's see what we have for our Sagittarians for this new moon to blue moon cycle, August 2023. Let's see what you've got. Nice. Okay, so definitely some fiery energy coming up. Oh my goodness. Sagittarius, this is a very positive new moon for you because Leo is a fellow fire sign, and I do feel like it's giving you some very good vibes. First card, in the past position, be bold and make the first move, cardinal moon. So anything that you have, you know, wanted, you've been going for, I do feel that you've been taking a lot of action recently. Because cardinal moon energy is definitely about moving it forward. It's a leadership energy. And clarified by acceptance. Wow. So this is nice. To me, it's like this is saying whatever you have, you know, made the first move on in the immediate past, or even as of right now, you might be getting some really good answers back. They may be accepting your proposal, accepting your job application, accepting whatever it is that you have asked for, that you have put yourself out there for. That is really nice. And it's also a feeling that it goes both ways, right? It's not just them accepting you, but you accepting them as well. Right in the center of the cycle, what the main energy and focus is going to be is don't let pride get in the way. Full moon in Leo. Interestingly enough, on the bottom of the deck for you Sagittarius in this pull, we had the new moon in Leo. The confidence is the key to success. So what I would say is definitely embrace that bright, bold, wonderful confidence and courage, but don't let ego get in the way. Like if you aren't accepted for something that you've asked for, right? Don't let your ego get in the way, because then you might miss the other better opportunity that you will get accepted for, right? So just keep that Leo ego in balance. Instead, embrace the confidence and courage that comes with the sign, not the ego, not the pride. And we have creation, right? So there's some definite Scorpio energy coming into this reading as well. We've got two cards that represent the Scorpio full moon. This is the Beaver full moon, and that is the full moon of November. So that is why, that's a Scorpio energy there. So to me, this is about creation, but it's also about transforming yourself in a very powerful way. You may even have elements of your old life that are passing away as you make way for a new one. Going into the immediate future and how this all kind of works out toward that full moon and beyond is going to be the full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. So very strong Leo energy here in this reading and very strong Scorpio energy. So you may be doing a bit of a deep dive, this next couple 2 to 3 weeks. Sagittarius, you might be really going within and pulling back the layers and really setting a lot of old burdens down. Yes, this card keeps coming up for a lot of our signs tonight. Almost every reading we've done has included this card with the boundaries, right? And so obviously, you know what I'm probably going to say when I see this combination. Time to release negativity, see boundaries. There might be some really toxic or negative people that have been in your circle or situations that you really have to put your foot down around, and you may not really want to, but you got to. This is very important to going forward, because once you've put those burdens down, once you've kind of said, no more of that toxicity, no more of those bad habits or bad routines that I've been in, there may be some pushback from that, but it's important. It's really important for you guys right now to really say no more negative people, no more negative thinking. I don't want to absorb that into my environment anymore. I'll also say anytime you get a lot of Scorpio energy in a read, it can point to a very good time to see a counselor or talk to a trusted friend or advisor, because, that's that very psychological energy, and it can be very helpful at rooting out those deeply held emotions or patterns. So let's get into some tarot for you, Sagittarius. And we're going to see a little deeper into your messages here. Yeah, you've got a lot on your mind. And that's something that, again, I'm going to say, counseling, talking this out is going to be super important as you move through these next couple weeks. In the immediate past, on top of that cardinal moon energy and the acceptance, you do have the Two of Wands. So to me, yes, this is, being bold, making that first move, opening the door, seeing what's on the other side. So important for you at this time. You've been probably doing quite a lot of that, and you may have a lot of options. I don't think it's just one opportunity that you have. You may be looking at quite a bit. Look at that Seven of Cups. There's a lot of choices here. There's a lot of different things for you to look at and decide which one you're going to accept. Into the main energy of this, on top of the Leo full moon and that creation card, we have awakening. It's the same as the Hanged Man, and that is a Pisces vibe. So there are some things you're letting go of. It's literally, to me, guys turned upside down. It's like the universe is shaking all the loose change and lint out of his pockets, all the junk, all the baggage that he can't take along with him on the next step of his journey. So it also gives you a new perspective. You're having an awakening, seeing things in a whole new light. Sometimes it can feel a little uncomfortable, no doubt about that, because it can be that temporary pause for insight and looking within. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you're a bit self-protective right now while you're doing this, because you do have this Four of Pentacles. This also kind of tells me that you might have a hard time letting go of certain elements of your life, because the Four of Pentacles tends to want to hold on to them. It gets a little concerned about, well, gosh, if I let go of all this, will I have enough money? Will I have enough resource? Will I have enough people to lean on, right? It's a definite, that can be a bit of a balancing card, but it is very careful about what it's holding on to versus what it's letting go of. Into the future, like I said, this Nine of Swords is coming up. To me, it's one of the most challenging cards in the tarot, of course. I feel like you are having maybe a lot of fear or anxiety about enforcing your boundaries. I think Scorpio had a little bit of the same energy here about enforcing boundaries. It's been very tough to just put your foot down, Sagittarius, right? And just say what you need and not overthink it. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like for you, this is being patient with yourself. You're really in a growth phase, because this is, to me, you've planted a lot of good seeds and you're waiting for them to come up, and you're having to be quite patient in a lot of ways. It's the bunny is kind of like he's not happy or unhappy, but he's sort of impatient a little bit. He's just kind of like, okay, when is this going to grow? When is this going to work out? And I don't want you to over worry it, Sagittarius. I really don't, because when you start getting into your head like that, it gets real sticky. It can get real negative. And instead of keeping those thoughts to yourself, I would definitely recommend talking it out with someone. It's going to help quite a bit. And do it with somebody that you know you can trust. Somebody who's been there for you again and again. Or somebody that's confidential, like a counselor or therapist. Let's get a manifestation on this for you. Yes, find the balance here, Sagittarius. Absolutely. Like I said, it's like, with this Four of Pentacles, it's like finding that balance between how much you let go and how much you keep, right? How much you spend, how much you save. How many, negative people you cut out of your life versus who do you, continue to let talk to you. Yeah, full moon in Libra. Balance, balance. That is the name of the game here. Alrighty, guys. Hope my Capricorns are still in the chat. They probably are. They're hanging out waiting for their reading. Alright. So up next is Capricorn. Which I always love to work on. Get some water here. I also have my water. All right, Capricorns. We have a lot of energy going on for us. The best thing that Capricorn is kind of experiencing right now, I would say, is that we have Mercury and Mars both traveling together in Virgo, and Virgo is a good earth energy for us. So it really is activating us to, get more organized, get more done. It gives us more energy. So I really do like that part. And also Jupiter is in Taurus, and that is activating us in a very positive way as well. So, this is not a bad time to be a Capricorn. I will say we're still going through those last few degrees of Pluto in our sign through the end of this year, but that's a really good thing. And you may feel that some of the lessons you felt like you already learned, kind of last year and earlier this year are coming back again, just to remind you, like, what have you learned, Capricorn? You got the lesson? It's like, yeah. All right. It's deep, but it's a beautiful thing. A lot of Capricorns still going through, a lot of harsh times, a lot of difficult cycles, but we do have a lot of supportive planets for us right now. So it's not all bad, guys. It absolutely isn't. It's a heck of a lot better than it was 3 or 4 years ago. So go us. Pat yourself on the back, Capricorn. If you've gotten through a lot and, and you're still recovering from it, you're doing good. You're doing good. This is your Leo new moon reading to the full moon, blue moon in Pisces. So that is kind of like the second half of August 2023 for this session. It many times can reverberate beyond that full moon, but this is also a blue moon because it is going to be the second full moon of August. Yes. And as we know, Leo season, we are in the last week of that. And so Capricorn, when that's happening, Leo is activating the universal 8th house of your chart. And that is an interesting place for it to be because it's really shining a light on some of the deeper, darker aspects of the psyche and the soul. it's transforming us from the inside out. So it's a very interesting place for that to be. We're really kind of having ourselves revealed to ourselves at this time. But then when the sun goes into Virgo, we're stepping back into a earthy trine to our sign. So that again, very supportive. We are going into a Mercury retrograde next week, but I think we can really use that to our advantage because it isn't an earth sign. This is going to be a very powerful time of recalibrating things like your health, your finances, anything that needs some organization in your life. It's going to be, I won't say it will be without challenge completely, but I think if you use the energy right, it'll be very productive. So I was going to say progressive or productive. It's both. It's both. All right, Capricorn, let's see what we got in your cards. We are using the Lunar Oracles and the Tarot to get your messages, past, present, and future, around this next couple weeks with this lunar cycle. Please show us, Capricorn Spirit, anything they need to know for their best and highest good, please. We have had this come up again and again. I think that's a major theme. That I can safely say the major theme of this next 2 weeks is release and surrender. In the immediate past, Capricorn, look at that waning moon. What do you need to release? And I tell you, I've been going through this. I got 4 planets in Capricorn, so I know, I'm feeling this, right? We are letting go of old baggage, old emotions, old ways of reacting to things that don't work out for us anymore. Oh my goodness. Literally cleaning my house. Throwing stuff out, giving things to Goodwill or wherever you want, giving them to friends, repurposing them. The whole thing has been going on there. So Capricorn, if you haven't been releasing, start doing it. Let's get a clarifier on this one for you. Surrender. Oh, did I just say it? Surrender and release, Capricorn. There's beauty in letting go. Oh my word. And I know, Capricorns, we're not really a sign that likes to turn a lot of things loose. But it feels so good when it's time to do it and we do it. And I've been doing it and it does feel really good. There's maybe a little bit of bittersweetness sometimes, a little bit of wistfulness, like, oh, I'm a little sorry to see it go, but at the same time, it's like so time to let it go. So, bless it, let it go, Capricorn. In the center energy, we have got the fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. This is the main theme, the main energy column for the second half of this month. So I do feel there's a lot of amazing things coming our way, Capricorn. Sometimes it'll be surprises. Capricorns aren't big on surprises, but get ready to be surprised because, that Aries can really come through like, surprise! We're just like, I don't want, but if we're open to it, it might be like, oh, I kind of like the surprise. There's a lot of things that you've been working hard on as well that it may feel like a sudden shift, but it's really not because you've been working on it for years, right? It's just a natural outcome. But I do feel, with that energy, there's some exciting developments. There's some things that kind of get you feeling a little more hot-blooded and enthusiastic because that is Aries energy. Let's see what we've got clarifying that for y'all. I say y'all like I'm not included in that with my goatee self. I know it takes some time shuffling, but sometimes, yeah, what did I say? We don't always like the surprise. That fear instinct gets activated sometimes when those fiery surprises happen, even if it's something that's good for us. And there's a part of us, Capricorns especially lately, Oh yeah, we've been kind of hiding out in the dark doing our little hermity thing. And that's not always a bad thing, but I think that if you've really been coming face to face with some old fears or some old you know, toxic traits or habits that you've had, this is going to shine a big light on it. It's like fear has got no place in your future. It's this time to let this one go. Wow. And you know, something may be happening as well in this cycle that really starts to retrain you to not be afraid of the unknown, to not be afraid of surprises, to not be afraid of, you know, sudden things happening, because not all those things are going to be negative, right? Very interesting combination. It's the first time that card has come out tonight. Going into the future, Capricorn, your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. I really love Taurus energy, and this card is beautiful, and I think that it lines up perfectly where our ruling planet Saturn is right now in Pisces. Pisces is the planet of dreams and the imagination, and you know, those daydreams and goals that we kind of go, oh, you know, this is what I really want to do, that's what I really want to do. Well, Taurus moon is coming in here and saying, Capricorn, it's time to add that practicality to it. Just like Saturn is saying to Pisces, time to add some practicality to those dreams, right? And we have that full moon in Pisces. It's all culminating, you know, because that means that full moon in Pisces is going to be, guess where? Right next to Saturn during that full moon transit. So Capricorns, we are going to feel that extra. We're going to feel that extra. So whatever your dreams, whatever your goals, it's time to really start putting that practical plan in place. So even if it's just even if you just take 5-10 minutes a day to build what it is, you know, it will get there. It will absolutely get there. You know, and on the bottom of the deck for us, we also had another fabulous earth sign. Like I said, we got a lot of Virgo in our corner right now, telling us you are good enough. You are worthy. I think that one of the biggest fears that Capricorn goes through is, am I really good enough? Do I have what it takes? And the answer is usually yes for a Capricorn, because let's face it, we know how to make things happen. We don't always trust in it, though. Even though we prove it to ourselves again and again and again, we still are like, oh, I don't know if it was good enough. I don't know. I should have done more. Could have done more. That's a typical Capricorn. We might freaking accomplish the most amazing thing, and instead of being happy about it for long at all, we're just kind of like, okay, well, I could have done better, and okay, what's next? That's just what we do. We don't pause to appreciate our own accomplishments often enough, so I will call us out on that for sure. So you're absolutely good enough. You do have what it takes to build a plan to make your dreams happen. Let's get a clarifier on the full moon in Taurus. Yes, yes, and yes. Hello. Right here. The Queen of the Moon herself, one of the most powerful cards from this deck, was sovereignty. So yes, you do have what it takes, Capricorn. You can build a plan to launch your dreams from. You've done it before. You can do it again. Oh my goodness. On the bottom, look at this. I cannot even make this up. On the bottom of the Queen of the Moon, we have trust, faith. Trust and faith, Capricorn. Build your dreams. Have faith. Trust in the process. Trust in the timing. Surrender to the universe. Oh my goodness. Huge themes coming out tonight for this cycle for all of us. Not just the Capricorns, but boy, we're feeling it for all of you. All right, let's get some tarot on this Capricorn. We're going to lay it out in the same 3 columns, past, present, futures, to deepen these messages. Show us Capricorn spirit in the tarot. A lot of opening doors, Capricorn. A lot of folks have had this 2 of Wands. Look at that. Yes, we've been opening some doors, because guess what? when you release stuff and you surrender and you put down the baggage, you have a lot more energy to go pursue something new. You know, and the Two of Wands is that interesting kind of card that it's like you could be partnering with other people that share your vision, or you could be doing it on your own, or both. That's what I like, the flexibility of that card. But you're definitely taking out that globe and looking into the future and saying, where do I want to go next? Yeah, oh, and this is getting you very unstuck, Capricorn. Look at that Eight of Swords. That is the ultimate, like, I'm stuck in the mud, trapped in my own thoughts, worries, can't see the forest for the trees, you know, but I really got to cut through these little binds, and I could easily do it, you know, by shimmying up against one of those swords and cutting through my binds. I could get back up to this nice castle up here. You know, and I really think that's what's happening. And the more that you have already released old baggage or toxicity, the more that you're working to do that and you're just letting it go and trusting the cycle, the easier it will be to get out of that stuck way of thinking. Capricorn, let's just be honest. I think a lot of y'all and us are kind of afraid of relationships right now. I think there is a lot of fear around a new person. And there could be a new person coming in. To me, Two of Cups is a very, very strong love energy. It's a Cancer card, but it can also really be strong for Pisces and for Scorpio energy. It's very water sign, but it really, you know, it could be any sign. But it definitely has that more kind of, you know, intuitive connection. I hate using the word soulmate, but it's that sort of more of a soul connection feeling. But I think, you know, part of that could also be kind of scary for you, right? It's it's like you kind of got a little scary because it's like, oh God, I've been hurt before in love. I've had a lot of disappointments, etc. But, you know, this is also like, you know, the end of challenges here. You know, this card is a healing card as well. It's a healing card for your heart. For some of you, there could be somebody new that suddenly comes in and you're very surprised by it, but and it's like you might be excited, but it also triggers those old fears like, oh God, you know, it's like, because you don't want to get hurt. That's a natural reaction. Let's clarify this Two of Cups, please. Yep, Eight of Pentacles. Give it time. If somebody comes in and it starts to trigger that, you know, don't be scared, Capricorn. Take it one day at a time, right? Eight of Pentacles to me is taking it one day at a time. Work at it as long as it's worth working at. You know, that's a natural way to handle it. You don't have to jump in all at once, right? Don't jump in all at once. All right, so going into the immediate future, look at that. We have this Nine of Cups. So I feel like, you know, this is dream and wish fulfillment. This is, you know, feeling a lot happier about the things that are coming through in your life. It's not quite the 10 yet, right? It's still saying you got to build the plans, you got to build the dreams, but you are feeling a lot happier about the direction that things are going in. There's a lot more that makes you feel very happy because you see that ability for your wishes and dreams to become reality. Yeah, and I feel like, you know, this overcomes a lot of these fears, Capricorn, because, you know, this Nine of Swords, I think, is a really common card, especially for goats, because we do tend to get stuck up in our head. I think that's really the biggest thing. It's like, again, I'm getting that message. The only thing you have to fear is fear itself, right? Because the Nine of Swords, there's not real bad things happening. It's only what you are worried could happen, you know, 9 and 9, right? The wishes, the dreams, the hopes, they're right there. But you're kind of going, oh, you know, you're kind of maybe sabotaging it, you know, if you start getting, it's like, oh, I don't think that's real. I don't think this is really going to happen. Or you worry yourself out of it. You know, to me, it's very important not to sabotage your own good fortune or your own good vibes, Capricorn. And I'll also say that we are a sign that can do that like nobody's business, because we're kind of one of those kind of personalities that's waiting for the shoe to drop. If something really good comes in, we're kind of looking for the flaw. We're looking for what's wrong with it, because it couldn't be something good happening to me. Well, where's the crack in the yeah, we're kind of like that. So be careful not to sabotage your own good fortune, your own, good things coming in. And it's not like all of this is just magically gifted to you, Capricorn. Part of it might be, a little bit magical, but there is also that element of you are going to have to work at this, right? That's what I see in every element of this. It's like, yes, a wonderful love connection or heart healing may come into your life, but look, you're going to have to work at it. It's not just, there's nothing in life that just is like, there it is, and everything's going to be great, without you doing anything for it at all. No, you still have to work at it. You see this beautiful Nine of Cups and the sovereignty, but yeah, you still have to have a practical plan. You still got to work it. Even if you're in the best of circumstances, you're still going to have to work it. You might even be working it even more because it matters more to you. That kind of thing. Great reading, Capricorn. The biggest thing, I'll point out is that 8 and that 9 of Swords. Don't let your worries, your fears, your anxieties overwhelm you. The best thing that you can do, again, faith, trust, surrender to the universe, surrender to the flow, be open to amazing new surprises coming into your life. You are stepping back into your sovereignty. You do have the magic. You do have the power to make things happen. And I want you to appreciate that more. I'm speaking to myself too. Yeah. All my goat clan. We love you guys. Let's get into a manifestation card for Capricorn, please. There it is. That's what I said. Embrace the flow of life. Yes, surrender and let it go. Full moon in Gemini, Capricorn. So talk about your dreams, think about your plans, but put your thoughts to a positive direction, okay? Go with the flow. Look at the bottom, attune to the divine. That's what it's all about. Capricorn, it's time to tune out those negative old voices that say, oh, this can't work out, this is too good to be true, blah, 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 blah. It's time to tune those out. Let those go and let the good stuff just prevail. And if things are challenging, because, life is never without challenges, those are the things to just let those flow. Handle them, let them go. Handle them, let them go kind of deal. All right. It's a great read. All right, Aquarius. Woohoo! We're on to Aquarius now. Let's see what we've got for you. Aquarius, this is going to be for the second half of August 2023. New moon in Leo building up to the full moon in Pisces, which is also a blue moon because it is the second full moon of the month. This promises to be a very magical time. So let's get into it. Let's see what we've got. We're going to do both the Lunar Oracle decks and the Tarot to get your messages today. And if you've been with me before for these moon readings, you know how they work. We do a past, present, future layout to get your themes, to get what's going on for you as this cycle unfolds. All right, Spirit, show us Aquarius. What? Okay. I'm telling you, so many people coming in with this card, especially in the past position. Capricorn had this too. What do you need to release? The waning moon. Aquarius, it's all about letting things go. That's the immediate past. So if you haven't already been in a release cycle, it is time to start doing that. And I don't care what it is, whatever it is that you know that you need to release or let go of or declutter from your life. That's where it's at, my darlings. I think the universe is really coming in strong in this second half of this month, saying to us, there's some great places you're going to get to go, but you can't take all that heavy old toxic baggage with you. Wow. Let's clarify, please. Nourishment. Anything standing in the way of your well-being. So, Aquarius, this is a very specific kind of card message to me that's kind of like, This is a big health card. When I see the nourishment, you see all the healthy food and all the good stuff. So I would say very specifically, especially because we've got a couple planets moving along in Virgo, which deals with health, nutrition, how we take care of our bodies. If you haven't been eating the best, this is the time to do it. This is a very, very good time to improve your nutrition, your habits, your health routine. Drink more water, less processed food, all of that kind of thing. Could be something you're really turning loose of. Right in the present energy, the kind of overarching, most important energy of this cycle is prosperity lies ahead with the new moon in Taurus. So, like we said, you know, we're getting a lot of that message over and over again in these reads that that it's like there's good things coming in, but we have really got to release some things or tune some things in. Let's get a clarifier on this one. Yeah, and I love that card because the prosperity card to me is like there's good new things coming in. Be very clear about the seeds and intentions that you want to plant at this time, right? As we're in this new moon cycle right now. The boundaries card is on top of that. So definitely set your boundaries too. There's not everybody and not everything is going to be allowed into your space at this time. So don't be afraid to kind of put your foot down, turn your phone off, whatever you got to do, right? Going into the immediate future, I think things are going to move actually very quickly for the next couple of weeks, faster than you think. It's new moon and Aries energy here, a time to take action. That's the way that this is going to culminate, and what you're going to be dealing with vibrationally even after that full moon on August 30th is it's going to be a lot of fire, a lot of passion, a lot of enthusiasm. And look what was on the bottom. You're matching it, you know, full moon in Aries, fiery climax approaches. It's time to take action. If things have been moving really slowly for a while, suddenly they just speed up. They speed up, they speed up, and actions are taken very quickly. Show gratitude, Aquarius. Gratitude is a very magic energy. So any good thing that comes along, anything that really happens and gives you that life-affirming lift and boost, be grateful for it. Be absolutely grateful. Say thanks. Say thanks to whoever or whatever, because that's really going to keep those positive benefits coming. Let's jump into your tarot and see what we've got for you to deepen these messages. So immediate past, yeah, a lot of work. For some of my Aquarians out there, you might have felt like it's all work and no play. This is a very strong Capricorn card. So again, lots of balance in this immediate past. You may still be doing it. Again, you know, because we have that nourishment card, it's like eat a balanced diet, get enough sleep, right? Balance between work and fun. That really needs to happen there. King of Swords, that's the power card to me for Aquarius. That's the Aquarian King. So to me, it's a strategy. It's time to strategize for balance in your life. Make sure that you're getting enough of each thing that you need. It doesn't have to be a big emotional upheaval about it. Just make a good plan, right? That's really, to me, King of Swords. Like, just make a good plan and it'll all sort out. Right here in the center, Taurus new moon, boundaries, renewal. There's that judgment card. To me, this is the higher vibration of the death card because it really is. It's that Pluto world card. This is the new life beginning. There are new cycles unfolding. Some parts of your old life are certainly passing away or already have passed away. And it's really about having, you know, compassion for the past. Again, that theme of release, that theme of letting go of the old baggage is there because the new life is emerging. Phoenix from the ashes kind of energy there. Six of Cups. This is kindness. Sometimes this is gifts being given and received. Six of Cups is one of the few tarot cards that deals with the past, right? Cancerian energy, and Cancers are very nostalgic. You might be feeling a little nostalgic for the past in some ways. You know, many times with our Venus retrograde and then soon our Mercury retrograde, there can be people from the past that come back into your life during those times, or you may just be thinking about them. It doesn't mean you've got to hang on to them. It's really just more of a passing, you know, phase that goes on. But again, you know, compassion towards the past, release of the past. Here's what we have for you. Going into the immediate future and the way that this full moon plays out. So on top of that Aries, that very fiery energy, this card of gratitude, we have the Page of Swords. This is a lot of new thoughts, a lot of new conversations coming in. Your mind may feel very activated in a way that it hasn't been in a while. You might be reviewing a lot of information or documents or doing a lot of writing here, Aquarius. That's a very curious card, right? It's like, what's here? What's over there, right? On top of it is our Nine of Wands. You might be a little bit self-protective about it. Like, you don't really want anybody knowing your business. That's a feeling that I get. It's like you're working on something for yourself or pursuing your own intellectual, you know, goals or pursuits, and it's like you really don't want somebody messing with it because maybe they've messed with it before and they've messed it up. The Nine of Wands, it's like, hey, I've been battling for a while. You know, I'm a little bit on guard. You do need some rest. You do need a little bit of rest and relaxation with that, but you are protective about whatever work it is that you're doing. Let's get into a manifestation card for you. Oh, look at this, Aquarius. Practice gratitude with the last quarter moon in Sagittarius. And, you know, we did have that gratitude card in your reading as well. So I would say that is a very, very big point. You know, definitely express gratitude, show gratitude for those who care for you, for those that you care for. Anything that good, you know, good that comes into your life, don't ignore it, right? Don't take it for granted. The good things, the good people, the good intentions that come into your life, absolutely do not take them for granted. Put that energy of thankfulness out there. It's really important at this time. Wow. All right, guys. And I noticed somebody asked if we had timestamps. This is a live, so there's not timestamps yet. I will be putting those up as soon as I am done with the readings. But unless one of our moderators or somebody, you know, pops up the time signature for the particular reads, we don't have them up yet because this is a live stream coming to you live from the Dragon Cave. All right, we are on to Pisces next. One of my favorite signs, I must admit. I love the Pisces because my Venus sign is in Pisces. It's one of my favorite signs. So Pisces, happy full moon coming later this month. Your full moon of the month is August 30th, and it is also going to be a blue moon because it is the second full moon of this month occurring. It doesn't happen very often, so that's where we get that saying, once in a blue moon. This is going to be your reading for the next couple of weeks, starting with this new moon in Leo tonight, and, you know, going up to the full moon and beyond, because many times the energies keep traveling. I'll tell you, after, you know, when we look in those future cards, it's like that's what's going to keep reverberating for a while. Let's get into it. We're going to be using a couple of moon and lunar based oracle decks, and then we're going to use a couple of tarot decks to get your messages today, Pisces. So Spirit, let's see what we have for Pisces, please. Anything you need to see, they need to see for their highest and best good for this new moon to blue moon cycle, August 2023. Oh, I love it. I love it. Ah, perfect. So beautiful. Okay, Pisces. Um, immediate past. Universe has been preparing you for this future. I love this. The blue moon card came up. It's the first time it's come up tonight, and it is going to be your sign that that blue moon occurs in. So it's absolutely perfect that it came up for you. Believe in the impossible, expect the unexpected. If you've just kind of gotten a little dry or a little bit disillusioned with life or kind of cynical about things and you just feel like nothing miraculous can happen to me, the magic isn't there, whatever it is that you've been feeling, this is really here to kind of start restoring your faith. And if you've been noticing some of the signs recently, you know, and they may be very subtle signs, they may be very, you know, gentle, spiritual kind of signs, but oh, the universe has been getting you ready for something because it's like that blue moon is on the way. There's something cool coming through here, Pisces. I feel a lot of magic with it. And look at this. Woo, yeah. Getting you ready for some changes. Oh my goodness, there it is. The thunder moon. There's the changes. That's the full moon of July. So in the month of July, or early August, there may have been some big stuff or some things, you know, some rumblings that you have felt. I feel like some of this stuff is very subtle, some of it not so subtle. But it really feels like, you know, the rumblings are happening, the changes are happening within you, the shift has been occurring. In the center, the real heart of this reading is the new moon in Sagittarius. The luck is on your side. So Pisces, oh, I know what it's like because I almost am a Pisces. 3 of my planets, including my sun sign, are in the Pisces house. My Venus is in Pisces. Neptune is in my career house. I'm a progressed Pisces sun. It's a fishes all over my chart. So I know what it's like to have that feeling like you're not very lucky or people take advantage of you, or a lot of times you feel kind of naive or too trusting of people and you just don't feel like things are on your side. But this is really saying, Pisces, luck is on your side at this time. It's interesting this is Sagittarius energy because Sagittarius' current modern ruler is Jupiter. And the old ruler of Pisces also was Jupiter. So I do feel like there's this kinship here going on. Let's get a clarifier on this. To me as well, because it's a new moon energy, it's that which has not been manifest yet. So it's time to start reframing your thoughts, reframing your mind to instead be like, oh, nothing ever goes my way, to, hey, the right things do go my way. The things that are meant for me are gonna go my way, right? It's really retuning the thoughts that in that direction. There it is, and it has a lot to do with the willpower, right? You know, this is that, it's the cheesy line, the believe in yourself kind of thing. If you will it, you can make it happen kind of deal. But it really does take willpower. It takes practice, right? It takes that feeling of like, you know, I'm going to remember that when something happens that I don't like or something seemingly doesn't go my way, that that's really just the universe protecting me, that there's something better, and that, you know, I just need to remember that instead of being down on myself like, oh, thinking I'm unlucky or I'm not, you know, not doing the right thing. Yeah, that's, ooh, it's powerful. Going into the immediate future, as this full moon, blue moon starts to culminate and beyond, we have the mutable moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. So things are very flexible here, Pisces. You are a mutable sign. So I really feel that this is, again, a very perfect card coming out for you. To me, it steps you a little bit into your own power as a mutable sign. And this is just telling you, even if something doesn't go exactly the way you want it over the next 2 to 3 weeks, nothing's yet set in stone. There's still a lot of wiggle room. There's still a lot yet to be seen. So don't get stuck in your head like, oh, it's never going to get better, or oh, I didn't like the way this went, and oh my gosh, what am I going to do with it now? there's things that are moldable here. It's not yet something that is unchangeable. Things are in a lot of flux, especially with all the retrogrades. Let the universe, let the timing work itself out, Pisces. Let's get a clarifier on this card for you. And it's going to give you a lot of happiness, right? It's going to give you a lot of happiness as you just let things flow, let things go, let the miracles take place that are meant to occur, let the old baggage fall by the wayside. But mostly what I feel with this is there's just a lot of unexpected miracles coming into play for you. Look at that on the bottom, the Queen of the Moon. We have the new beginnings, the new moon, and we're doing this reading in new moon. Let's get into your tarot, Pisces. A lot of new ideas, a lot of new thoughts coming up for you. There's a little bit in common with the Aquarian energy here. Some similar messages. We have the renewal card in the immediate past. So definitely a lot of my Pisces folks have gone through a kind of death cycle, transformation, and this is the Judgment card. So this is the Phoenix from the ashes. This is the new life that's coming out of all of this. Yeah, there's been a lot of rumblings too for you, Pisces. It's almost like it's like having a little bit of distant thunder within your being. Like you can hear it. You can hear like there's rumblings coming through. You know that that rain is going to sweep through and cleanse things, and you feel it in your own soul. Yes, look at this. Now this is a little weird. Now Pisces, if you have some Aquarius in your chart or you're dealing with some Aquarius energy, you may really resonate because I think Aquarius had the same matchup of these two cards just now. We had the Six of Cups on top of this, so it really is about looking at the past with compassion. That's very much what I feel. And we are looking at a lot of past energies because we are on a lot of retrogrades right now. Really reviewing. Oh my goodness. In the center with the new moon in Sagittarius, the willpower, we've got the Two of Pentacles. So this is strong Capricorn energy. My feeling is, you know, with this card always, is that it is time to balance work and play. If you've been working too hard, not resting enough, not having enough fun, Pisces, it's time to have a little more fun, right? You need to balance that energy. Don't work yourself to the bone here. Yeah. And this, I also say, if you've recently gone through any kind of heartbreaks or pain or sadness, this Three of Swords, it's one of the hardest cards. It really is. And honestly, I hate to say it, but as somebody that has a lot of Pisces influence, I absolutely know how it is to have the heart broken. And I think all Pisces do because it is a super sensitive sign. We really do have that, like, oh, you know, because we do give a lot and we make ourselves very vulnerable. And when you do that, you can get very hurt. So I feel like, you know, you may be really working right now to pull these swords out and taking out that heartbreak and balancing yourself, working to heal the heartbreak. But also remember, Pisces, you've got to have some fun. You've got to embrace laughter and joy. Those are the things that are going to be a healing medicine for any heartbreaks, you know, past or present, going into the future. Lots of new ideas, lots of new communication with this Page of Swords, right? I think you're going to be talking to new people. I think you're going to be reviewing new information. You may really start to have more of a curious mindset. To me, Page of Swords is very Gemini. It's like, oh, what's this? What's that? What's this? Who's this? You know, they like they want to talk to people, you know? Let's get a clarifier on this Page of Swords for Pisces, please. Yes, and it could be with a Capricorn, very easily. It could also be Leo, more Aquarius energy, Taurus, Scorpio. But the World card to me is a beautiful card of culmination. A light conversation that you have in the near future could turn out to be something that really means a lot. It could turn out to be like you make a friend that you are friends with for the rest of your life. You could, you know, find a job offer that turns out to be something that impacts you for the good for the rest of your life. You could find a love interest for the rest of your life. Pisces, that is amazing. So like again, you know, like don't take it for granted. It's like if you find like a light conversation or quick interaction could be all it takes to bring like new birth, new growth. Look what's on the bottom here. We have the Lovers card and we have the Ace of Wands. So for some of you, yeah, again, a light conversation. There's that Gemini energy, just a little nice get to know you, kind of meet and greet. And then boom, like you have this amazing new friendship or relationship or work opportunity that comes out of that. Dang. Okay, Pisces. That's some great stuff. But let go of the heartbreak, whatever it is that's hurting you or has been hurting you, you know, work on it as is, you know, diligent, right? It's not saying don't work on that, but it's also saying don't see yourself as being just constantly unlucky. Don't view yourself through that lens. And it's also saying make sure that you take time to laugh and be lighthearted, because that's really what's going to help to heal that heart, help to heal those wounds. Let's get a manifestation card for Pisces. Practice gratitude. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Aquarius had this too. Pisces, you've got it too. Be grateful for even the little things, because when you are, they're going to build into bigger things. More Sagittarius energy there on that card. This to me, you know, when you look at this kind of read, this is really a miraculous phase of life for you, Pisces, with this blue moon in your sign. And even if it doesn't feel like that right away, you may look back in the future at this time and be like, wow, a lot of magical stuff really was happening there and I didn't even realize it at the time. But looking back, it will be this powerful thing. Wow. Very cool. I really like it. Hey everybody, hey Colin, good to see you. We've got Shauna, nope, not yet. We've got Zalipa, Heart of Gold. I'm so glad we've got so many good folks in here. Ocean Garnet, yep. We are going in order. I started with Leo because it's Leo season, so we just got done with Pisces. So we're gonna be, next will be Aries, Taurus, Cancer, and Gemini. We got 4 to go, but we're getting there. Hoot hoot, night owl time. I told everybody we're going to be here for about 2 hours. That's usually what it takes to do all 12. All right, let's cool down because it's going to get warm in here. Because we got Aries coming in. Aries, my fire people. Happy new moon in Leo. Hey there, Natasha. Good to see you in the chat. So Aries, this is your reading for the second half of August and a little bit beyond. This is going to be that, you know, cycle that's starting tonight with the new moon in Leo. And then we're culminating up with that full moon in Pisces on August 30th, which is also a blue moon because it's the second full moon of the month. So this is going to be a real magical cycle to me. A lot of good stuff happening. Let's see what we've got for our hot, feisty Rams. Love you, Aries. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Let's start out with your Lunar Oracle. We're going to use 2 Lunar Oracle decks and 2 Tarot decks to get your messages here tonight. Past, present, future layout. Dear Spirit, let's see what we have, please, for our Aries. Show us what they need to see for their highest and best good. Ooh, you are having some good, powerful energy coming through with this full moon. I like it. Okay, immediate past, Aries, hold your vision, fixed moon. Recent past, you may have really been in that like determined energy. You may still feel like you're a little bit in that. You may be very stubborn about something because fixed energy, you know, that's Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus signs or fixed signs. It's like, nope, you're not going to budge me from where I want to go, what I want to do. You could have even been dealing with a stubborn person, Aries. I get more of a feeling this is you, but it could be somebody else. It could be a stubborn person you're dealing with or a stubborn personality. Or maybe you're both stubborn and you don't really want to like change course. But you're definitely digging your heels in about something. Let's get a clarifier, please. It's something that you like. Because we get the pleasure card. So it's like whatever it is that you're holding the vision on is something that you feel good about. It's something that brings you a lot of joy, and that's why you're unwilling to release it. Going into the heart of the card, of this card reading, you know, the present energy, full moon in Pisces. So Aries, this cycle is absolutely very powerful for you. The full moon in Pisces at the end of the month is really going to be strong, meaningful, profound. I always say that, you know, Pisces full moon is probably the most magical moon of the year. It really is. So balance spirituality with practicality. Don't let your psychic intuitive side overwhelm you. Bring enough logic and enough reason into the mix so that they, you know, can both work to their optimal success. Let's get a clarifier on this one. And we have trust the process here, Pisces. Yes. Trust your spiritual process. Do your due diligence. The egg moon is the full moon of April. There could be something that you've been working on since April or something that you've been manifesting since around that time. So just take that into consideration. But to me, you know, trust is that part of it where it's like you can do your practical work and you get that, you know, basic part of it done, but then there's that rest of it that you're going to have to trust the cycle and the process. Going into the immediate future, as we do culminate that full moon and beyond this month, we have got the super moon. Emotions are running high. So yes, it's going to be very emotionally powerful. You may really be wearing your heart on your sleeve more than ever this next 2 or 3 weeks. Because that supermoon energy brings things up to the surface very, very strongly. Interactions could have a really, you know, stronger level of emotional intensity during that time. So don't get into fights, Aries. I know you can be fiery. It's not worth it, right? If you need to blow off steam, find a more productive way to do it. We have the gratitude acceptance card here. So there is something I think that you're accepting about yourself. That could be your emotional nature. You could be accepting differences between yourself and someone else. Maybe that stubbornness is melting away a little bit on both sides. Could be, could be, could be. But I think that, you know, that supermoon can really reveal something to you. So also take some time out, take a little time, take a little breath, be patient with yourself through the cycle because it's beautiful, but it's also a bit emotionally intense. That's what I can feel about this already. Let's get some tarot on this, please, for Aries. Second half of August, please. Yeah. Definitely breaking some old constructs, breaking some old chains. Yeah, immediate past. 4 of Wands on top of this from the tarot. So I do feel that, you know, it may be in the domestic sphere for some of you. It could be a real estate situation for some of you. There's something you've been really holding on to, and you've been really persevering through it. And it may be, you know, someone that you want to be with. It could be somewhere you want to be. Something's going on within this environment. And it's like, even if it's been kind of tough to hang in there, like, you know, it's going to bring you joy. You know, it does bring you more joy than difficulty. And you know that it's worth it to hang on to it. Let's get into a clarification for this Four of Wands, please. I feel like two is coming out here. So I'm taking them both. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles and we've got the Six of Swords. Yeah, this is a slow and steady wins the race kind of energy here, Aries. And what I feel from this is normally you don't hang on that long to see it culminate, but this time you really are. Like, this is something that to you, it feels worth the wait. And it's something that it will resolve, because you are going to let go of the drama or the headache or issues. There's some part of it that you're going to have to release, but it's going to be worth it, because you'll be letting go of a lot of the old drama and the old, like, arguing or the tension that's been there. There is definitely letting go of some old negative cycles, though. We do have this ego card that's the same as the devil card in the traditional tarot, so there's some Capricorn energy there. And if Capricorns know anything, it's about getting in a rut, especially with cycles that aren't good for us. So this to me is breaking free of some of those old negative cycles. You know, sometimes you have to make a change in the construct. Sometimes you have to, you know, shift out of that old routine. And it may not feel the greatest at first, but this is really saying trust the process here, Aries, because where you're going is going to be better than where you've come from. And the Three of Wands, yeah, because you've been putting a lot of effort into something, and it's a little bit of time to sit back and let those ships come to you, right? You know, you've put in a lot of effort. It's time for the return. It's time for the return on that energy. Going into the immediate future, as this works itself out, we have the Seven of Cups. So there's a lot of options that come in here. You may be accepting that there's more than one way to do something, especially if you've been very, very stuck on, nope, this is the only way to do it. Seven of Cups may be coming in and giving you some options on how to achieve your goals. And you will have to make some decisions. Not immediately, but I'd say the next 3 to 4 weeks, you definitely will be looking at making some choices. This is also some opportunities that you might be deciding to accept one of them. Yeah, and it'll bring to a close a difficult cycle, something that's been kind of weighing on your mind or on your heart, you know, it's been an effort. So, yeah, definitely. Especially after that Mercury retrograde is over. You're probably going to be making an important choice. Let's get into a manifestation card for Aries. Let's sum up this reading for them. There it is. Honor your feelings. Aries, we definitely had that message in this reading of honoring your emotions, accepting your feelings and the feelings of others. And here's more Pisces energy, first quarter moon in Pisces, you know, don't push those feelings away, right? This is time to really say, you know what, I really do feel some kind of way about this, and I need to not push that down or ignore it. And if somebody else or something else is trying to ignore it, I'm not going to allow that to happen, right? And stand up for myself a bit. Like I said, it's not something where I see you have to really argue about it, but, you know, if you need to put your foot down gently, you can do that. Yes, you can. All right. Next up is Taurus. All right, we've just got 3 more to go here, guys. It's been a good night. And Taurus, you have really featured strongly in everybody's readings tonight. We've had a lot of Taurus cards come out tonight as we've done our moon reads. Taurus, happy new moon, happy full moon. This is going to be your reading for the second half of August 2023, starting with the new moon of Leo tonight, going to the full moon of Pisces on August 30th, which is also a blue moon because it is the second full moon of the month. So it's definitely some rare magical energy coming in for all of us. We're going to use the two lunar oracle decks and a couple of tarot decks to get your messages tonight. So past, present, future layout. If you've been with me before to see my full moon and new moon readings, you know how these work. So let's go ahead and jump right into Taurus. Dear Spirit, show us what Taurus needs to see for their best and highest good, please. Ooh, I like these cards. Yeah. These are good. Immediate past here, Taurus. Expect powerful changes, new moon eclipse. And a lot of things have been changing for you. A lot of shift. New moon eclipse to me is like maybe, you know, a new place to live or a new job, especially something new within the home because it is that moon energy. Let's get a clarifier on that for you. A lot of things moving around though for Taurus, yeah. Could have been a move for some of you, and I think as well we've got that protection card coming out, so something has happened in your life to make you feel a little bit more safe, or something's happened in your life where you need to feel more safe. Like you might say, you know what, I think I'll get a home security system put in, or maybe, you know, somebody else lives with me now and that makes me feel safer, something like that. But it's kind of telling you that even through these changes, you are protected, you are safe. In the immediate energy of the present, this is kind of the heart of the reading, is the new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries is very similar to new moon in Leo. They're both fire signs. They're both active. They're passionate. They're enthusiastic. So I feel like it is definitely time to take action on your passions and on your intuitions, things that make you feel happy, that make you feel more revitalized, more energetic. You know, to me, Aries is a sign of action. It is all about that. So if there's something new that you feel very good about or makes you feel, you know, happier about life, that's the time to take some action on this. Let's clarify it, please. Resilience. Yeah, especially Taurus, if this is something that will help you to put down an old burden, right? Because here we've got the resilience card. This card always reminds me of the 10 of Wands in the traditional tarot because, you know, it is that feeling of like going up the mountain, getting that bundle of sticks together, you know, making that one final push to put the cycle to an end. And so, yeah, you may feel like, yeah, it's just this one last push, but if I do it, it's going to feel so good. It's going to be better. It's going to create a whole new, fresh beginning for my life. Going into the immediate future, how this all ends up, you know, with the full moon culmination and beyond at the end of August is the time for healing, the balsamic moon. So give yourself a little bit of grace, man. This is really time to relax, to refocus, to take a breath out, get some extra naps, do some healing. Take good care of yourself here as this unfolds. And it is clarified by assessment. So yes, you're taking out that telescope, Taurus, here. And, you know, as you take that breather, as you take a little bit of rest, you're able to more clearly see where you want to go next or where you're thinking about going next. I feel like, you know, with this first quarter moon, you know, it's kind of that half and half moon. Kind of tells me you've been through, you know, you might be halfway in your progress or you might be part of the way through the journey. And it's time for that journey to continue and you're just looking at where you would like to take it on that next step. Let's get into your tarot. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, good cards, Taurus. I like to see these. So in the immediate past, we've got the Empress. That to me is one of your power cards. It's your Venus ruled card. So I do feel there's someone, or maybe you are stepping into your own life in a much more powerful way, that's making you feel more complete, more protected, more creative, more loving. More self-actualized. There's a beautiful vibe about that to me. Yes. Oh, look at that. The King of Pentacles. So Taurus, I mean, for some of you, not all of you, of course, because this is general, but for some of you, I really almost feel like you have this divine counterpart in your life, no matter what that is, romantic relationship, business associate, best friend, even a pet. You know, there's a lot of animals in the Empress card here. So it's kind of like there's something in your life that's just making you feel very complete, because she's like a Taurus queen, you know, or Libra queen, because that's the two signs in this card. And this is definitely a Taurus king. So it's like you either have this really great partnership, whether it's professional or romantic, or you are just feeling so much more complete and balanced within yourself. Something that you've gone through, some kind of change, some major shift in your consciousness or subconsciousness has brought this about, and it's absolutely beautiful. Right in the center, look at this. Out of, you know, this resilience and this new energy and taking action is this Two of Cups. Yet again, a very, very healing, you know, relationship or balance going on within your soul. Oh my word. Let's get a clarifier for you on this Two of Cups. Yeah, and I feel like, you know, this is not your first time around, Taurus. This could be like a whole new relationship, because the Judgment card is here. And to me, that's like, that's that second, third, or even fourth, fifth chance, right? It's like it's a new chance, a new lease on life. It's a new beginning. So for some of you, as we go through this next 2-3 week cycle, this could be a whole new relationship coming into your life. This could be healing an old relationship that you just thought was done, dead, over. This could be you, again, healing your own self. If it's like, no, love isn't it, but it could be about your own personal journey, and it's a very healing journey. I really like the way this is shaping up. I love the way that these cards come out. 8 of Wands here in the immediate future as this full moon unfolds and manifests and moves beyond that. To me, the 8 of Wands is a Sagittarius card. It's Cupid's arrows of love flying through the air. It's a lot of messages. It's life speeding up, usually positive things speeding up. You could be traveling a lot more in the future, Taurus. I really like this read. Ooh, I like this read. Oh my gosh. I think you've got one of the best ones of the night. Look at that. We've got the Star card clarifying that 8 of Wands. So man, Taurus, if you get a message, definitely respond. There are good things on the other line. That's faith, hope, joy being restored after some tough times. Oh my goodness. Let's get into a manifestation for you here. Talk less and feel more. Yes, yes. Last quarter moon in Pisces. So Taurus, it's time to tap into your intuition, tap into your emotions. This is a beautiful card that's very spiritual, very musical. You know, if you express yourself well through music, that is a great time to start doing it, whether it's listening to it or playing it yourself. I think overall this is a good energy time for Taurus, even if it's challenging, even if you have some challenges going on. We've all got them going on. But Jupiter is in your sign, and that is very expansive and quite lucky. It is. All right, guys, we got 2 more to go. We got Gemini and Cancer coming up. All right. So. All right, Gemini, happy new moon. This is your reading for the new moon in Leo, building up to our full moon in Pisces at the end of the month on August 30th. And that is also going to be a blue moon as it is the second full moon of the month. So to me, those are very magical, miraculous, kind of that energy of expecting the unexpected. So let's see what we have got for you, Gemini. Dear guides, guardians, let's see what we have for Gemini in their lunar cards. We're going to be using a couple of lunar decks, guys, and also the tarot to get your messages today. Woo! New starts, new beginnings. Yeah. So immediate past, we have the energy gaining momentum. That is the waxing moon. So this is cycles building up, things going in a more, in a direction of increase. All right. So for a lot of you, that could even mean life feels like it's speeding up a little bit. And there's a lot of things going on. You're building, you're creating. This is the full moon of November, the Beaver full moon, that creation card. So to me, you know, there is an energy of the architect behind that. It's definitely about building something. You might be like, I've got to build my dream home, or I've got to build my business, or I've got to build something here. But the energy is gaining momentum around that. As this, you know, unfolds, the main crux of this, the present energy that you're going to be feeling is the new start coming. It's the new moon. We're doing this reading in a new moon. But beyond that, I feel like it's not just on the new moon that this energy is happening. There's some kind of fresh start, some kind of new beginning that's coming in here. And you're going to have to tough some things out about it, Gemini, I'm going to say, because this resilience card is here. This card has been coming up for a lot of people's readings, so I do feel like we are coming to the end of some burdensome cycles, some difficult times. You may feel like, yeah, one more push, one more journey up that hill, and I'm done. This card, as I always say, reminds me of the Ten of Wands in the tarot. And the Ten of Wands in the tarot is all about burdensome cycles coming to a completion, getting it all together, sometimes putting something to an end so that the new start can come through. Going into the end of the month as we come into the fullness of that full moon and the blue moon, we have the cardinal energy. Be bold, make the first move. There may be an opportunity or a chance or something that you really want to go for. You might be a little nervous or a little shy to do it, but it's saying to be bold and go for it anyway there, Gemini. Let's get a clarifier on that. Yes, and it could be, you know, for a lot of my Geminis, you may be pretty single, you know, or you may be feeling kind of alone. Many times that, you know, long night's moon, the darkness kind of shows that you're going through a journey of the soul, a dark night of the soul, perhaps. I do love this little bunny rabbit there, but it is a frosty cold moon. The long night moon is the full moon associated with December. You could be maybe even connecting to a Capricorn or a Sagittarius, because those are the signs that happen within that month. Or you might be seeing something really that you begin now, culminating towards the end of the year during that full moon. That's very fascinating. Let's get into some tarot for you guys. Please show us Gemini, August 2023. All right, so Gemini, lots of choices. I do feel like the energy is gaining momentum. For some of you, you might feel a little bit indecisive or have been feeling indecisive about what you want to choose, because I will say, Gemini, you are one of those signs that is a little bit like Libra. You can sometimes have a lot of procrastination about making a final choice or choosing something. Like you might be really kind of have a hard time deciding which direction you want to go, who you want to date, where you want to work, all those kind of things, where you want to move. So this is kind of saying, you know, you might be coming through some indecision, and it's definitely time to be making some decisions. But I would avoid them after the Mercury retrograde happens. That'll be next week. But this week ahead in particular, good time to make some choices. And it's gonna put an end to some particular things. This could be surrounding a Scorpio, very, very possible, because we've got the Death card, and we also had that Beaver Moon, which is the full moon during the Scorpio season. But I feel like when you choose one thing, it puts an end to the other avenues, and that may be why you're having a harder time making the decision, because you know that once you make that choice, it's like the other doors are definitely closed, right? It's like, that's it. So right in the center, main present energy, is we have the Four of Wands on top of that. So Four of Wands to me, yet again, you know, we talked about this could even be like building a home or searching for a home or wanting somewhere to be with or someone to be with in that place. It may be a bit of a difficult challenge. For some of you, you may be starting that journey all over again. Like maybe you had a property that looked really good and then it didn't work through, and then you've got to start something new. You got to find something better. It could be a little bit of bumps in the road there. But the Four of Wands is a joyful card. Usually points to some happy homecomings and celebrations. It might be a little bit uncertain right now. Yeah, Gemini, there's a little bit of mistiness. There's a little bit of fogginess. We've got the High Priestess here, and sometimes she's a little mysterious, right? She doesn't always even understand everything that she is aware of herself. It takes her some time to meditate on it and really feel it out intuitively. And the other thing that I will say, you know, with that Pisces full moon coming up, Pisces is a more challenging sign to you, Gemini, because you're more about thought and logic and crystal clear, you know, seeing. And Pisces is misty, it's cloudy, it's fuzzy, so sometimes it can make you feel really confused. So if you feel really confused, just wait. Let that energy pass. Going into the immediate future, as we do build to that full moon, we have this Three of Wands. So to me, this is an energy of, you know, kind of planning for the long term. It's also being, you know, patient to wait for the success or the return on your investments, right? Because it kind of says, you know, I put a lot of work in, I'm waiting for my ships to come in. And there is an element of patience that's needed here. And you want it fast. You might be in a little bit of a hurry up and wait energy here, Gemini, as we come into the end of August for sure, because this is sort of like, wait for it, wait for it. This is the hurry up, the Eight of Wands. So it may be, the energy may be a little bit uneven, but I would say just hang in there with it. You know, like I said, we will be having that Mercury retrograde that affects you a little stronger because that is your ruling planet. I would say a lot of that energy will really clear by the end of September. And I know that seems maybe a long time to wait, but it's really only 6 weeks. So hang in there with it. Let's get a manifestation card on this for you. Yes, full moon in Sagittarius, Gemini, see the bigger picture. I also point out that Sagittarius is your opposite sign. So this could be saying, you know, see both sides of any situation that you may be in. You know, Sagittarius is all about that. It's expansion. It is seeing the full picture, the whole thing. You're not just looking at like the immediate, like what's going to happen tomorrow or what's going to happen next week. This is like, think about a year from now. Think about 5 years from now. You know, will this really even matter? Will it be such a big deal? If it's not, don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. And even if it is, don't sweat it. Being too anxious about anything doesn't get us anywhere. So that's my advice for the night here. All right, so we are down to our last reading of the evening, guys. That's going to be for Cancer. And Cancer, I know full moon readings or lunar readings are always a little bit bigger deal because my Cancer folks are lunar ruled. So it is a little bit bigger deal for them always. They're always tuned into the moon. All right. All right, Ocean. Yay, you're still here. I know a lot of our folks have probably gone to bed by now, but that's okay because it'll be up. We'll timestamp all of these after I'm done. All right, so Cancer, welcome to your new moon reading. It is the new moon in Leo tonight as we are doing this, and this is going to be for the second half of August 2023 as we build up to the full moon in Pisces, which is also a blue moon because it is the second full moon of the month. So that's very special and very magical. I also would say that a Pisces full moon is very in tune with Cancer because it is a fellow water sign. So you might really vibe nicely with the energy of this full moon coming through. So let's see what we have got for our Cancers. We're going to be using Lunar Oracle and Tarot to do your messages today. If you have seen my full moon or new moon readings before, you know exactly how these work. I lay out past, present, future, and see what themes are coming up for you. All right, Spirit, let's see what we've got for Cancer, please. Show us what they are meant to see for their highest and best good. Ooh, we haven't seen those cards come out before. So you got two that haven't come out for any of the other signs. I like that. Okay. Immediate past, Cancer. Have faith in your dreams. So I think you've been working on something that you're dreaming about. Maybe you've doubted it at times. Like, is that really going to happen for me, or am I just delusional, right? But this is saying to have faith in those dreams. You know, keep working it out. Keep doing what you're doing if you're going in the direction of it. Oh, yes. And I love the self-love card. So, you know, what I feel is that, you know, anything that comes, you know, anything good that comes out of this cycle of, you know, believing in your dreams, believing in your vision, all of it's going to be even better if you remember to take good care of yourself, to love yourself fully. You know, this can sometimes mean, you know, if you don't have like a love interest in your life or a love partner in your life, it's like pour the love that you would give to somebody into your own cup, right? That's very important. So self-love, that's one of my favorite cards in that deck as well, because it's so nurturing and so beautiful. Going into the present energy, the main focus of this second half of August is going to be the new moon in Gemini. Communication is key. So new cycles of communication, new lines of conversing. You know, to me, the Lovers card is Gemini ruled, has a lot to do with communication and saying what you need to say. So if you've been very quiet, this is the definite time to start opening up, because it's really kind of the key to getting what you want. Because if you don't say what you want, you can never get it. A lot of people don't say what they want because they're afraid of rejection. But I always say it's like that's the worst that can happen. But if you never say anything, you can't get approved either. So let's get a clarifier on this card for Cancer, please. And the supermoon of attraction. So you may have a lot to say. It may just be right on the surface for you, Cancer. Supermoon means that, you know, those emotions are very, very close to the surface. In this case, it could be emotional thoughts or ideas that are very close to the surface. But, you know, it definitely has that energy of bringing something very much to where it's accessible, right? So it's a very nice energy. It makes things much more tangible. Going into the immediate future, mutable energy, yes, because that full moon is going to be in a ultimate mutable sign of Pisces, and this is nothing is yet set in stone. So there's a lot of wiggle room here for y'all, Cancer. This is reminding you that things are definitely a work in progress and in process. I think it's also a good reminder to stay, flexible and patient as we go through, we've got Venus retrograde, we'll have Mercury retrograde next week, and sometimes those retrogrades, we need to be a little more patient, a little more calm, right? And again, here's that faith card. Have faith in the process. If you're in the process of building a dream, of building something that you really want to see, manifest, you have to have a lot of faith as well as work at it, right? And you can still tweak it, you can still make adjustments. That's a beautiful thing, and it is still a work in process. And just because you can't see it yet doesn't mean it's not there, right? That is a big thing. I love on the bottom of this deck too, on the Moonology, the end of a tough cycle is approaching with that full moon in Capricorn. I love that card. So anywhere it shows up, I'll take it. Because if it's been, a difficult cycle, that's a good thing. Many times the Capricorn energy shows up to say if you've been working hard at something, it's like it hasn't been in vain. It's not for nothing. Let's get into our tarot here for Cancer, please. Let's deepen these messages. There's something around home or homecoming. Yep. It may just be where you live. It may be where you want a significant other or family member to live, but something in the immediate past is really pointing to that. Home is a big deal for anyone with Cancerian influence in their chart. So take that as it resonates to your personal situation. I think it's important for you to have a place to live that you love. It doesn't even have to be a grandiose place, as long as it's something that you feel good about, right? It could be the biggest mansion or the tiniest tiny house. It doesn't matter, as long as it gives you that happy, self-love, self-nurturing feeling. And there's something about, letting go of some drama. You might be either moving from a home to a new place, or you might be making adjustments in the home that relieve a lot of tension and stress. Yeah. I like that, though. Six of Swords is my favorite swords card. Except the Four of Swords is good, too. That's the take a nap card. I always like that one. In the immediate present energy, on top of that communication card and that supermoon, we do have this Nine of Cups. So I do feel, Cancer, there's a message of wish fulfillment in your reading for the second half of August. I love the Nine of Cups because it kind of tells you that the wishes are in process of being granted. You feel like you're going in the correct direction. You're going closer in the direction of your dreams. It's not yet the 10, but it's getting there, right? So the main thing is, with the Nine of Cups, it's like, don't be lazy, don't be complacent, but also recognize that you are going in a better direction. You're going in a positive place where your dreams can become reality. I do get a feeling too, Cancer, there's some scarcity fears about money, or there's been some heartache in the past. And I think this is what makes it sometimes hard for you to believe in your dreams or believe that things can have a good outcome, because there's been times in your life where they really haven't had a good outcome. And I know Cancer is a super nostalgic, very sentimental sign. So it's something where it's more challenging for you than other signs to not look at the past too much or not feel sad about the past too often. It's really this reminder of like, look, the Two of Cups are still standing here behind you. Yes, some of these things did not go the way you wanted, but that doesn't mean all is lost. So it's really a shifting of perspective, and you may have to do it quite a bit. Going into the immediate future with the mutable energy and that faith card, we've got the Five of Wands. To me, that's a tussle card. It can be like a little bit of agitated energy. Sometimes it's a good thing though, because it can really force you out of a rut, but you don't want to turn it into just pointless conflict. I would say, you know, avoid arguments with people that just kind of go nowhere. And especially during like the Venus and Mercury retrogrades that we're going to have, that potential is very strong to just have, you know, conflicts or arguments with people that just serve no point. Like, you might come back 3 weeks from then and be like, what were we even arguing about? That was stupid. You know, it's like, it's not worth your time. So there could be a little fire that gets your motor going, you know, and that would be a good thing because it kind of keeps you motivated, keeps you interested, it keeps you enthusiastic for what you're doing, but you don't want it to turn into just pointless conflict. Let's get a clarifier on that Five of Wands, please. And it is clarified by the Five of Wands. So yeah, Cancer, you might be feeling a lot of itchiness inside. It may just be everything you can do just not to say something about somebody that's just irritating the crap out of you. Oh my gosh. If you've got to say it, say it. But just be prepared for the fact that it might, you know, it might just be conflict without any resolution. On the bottom, we have the Devil and we have the Five of Pentacles. So Cancer, I do definitely get this feeling that there is some stress or tension. It could be definitely around work or money. It's best to not feed into a scarcity mentality. I always say that, and I know that's not easy. I work for myself. I'm self-employed, so I know how that is. When money is slow, it's very hard not to get into that, oh gosh, you know, I don't. But when you do that, it tightens you up and gets you more tense, and it makes it even harder to allow that abundance or to work that abundance into your life. So if you've got those kind of nagging fears, try to address them head on, and just instead of trying to push it away, just be like, yes, I know I'm afraid of this. Yes, I know I'm having these thoughts. And it's okay, right? I'm only human. And the more that you can just be like, you know, I can accept that I have those feelings. That way you can let it be at peace and then continue to function at your best. But you do have a lot of fives in this reading, Cancer. So I do just get the sense that there's some inner turmoil that's calling out to need to be healed. I do feel like you're going in a very positive direction though. So, you know, this could just be leftover agitation or a little bit of frustration that just has to kind of be worked out. Exercise might help with that. You know, doing something active might help with that, because it just feels like this kind of inner restlessness, inner anxiousness. Yeah, and here we go. That's really what it is. The manifestation card we pulled is the last quarter moon in Capricorn, leave the past behind, right? So it really is a vital time to let go of anything that has outworn its use and purpose. And Capricorn is all about what's useful and what's efficient. And so it's not too emotional. Like, Capricorn is the opposite sign of Cancer, and it's less emotional than Cancer is, but it still deals with the past. So it's very much about, it doesn't make sense to keep carting this old energy around, does it? Well, let's let it go. Let's release that. You're gonna move a lot faster and a lot more efficiently if you don't carry around like 100 pounds of baggage, you know, that you don't need. Very powerful reading, Cancer. You got a lot of good stuff coming up. I think your dreams are going to be really showing up. It's time to work those and try to minimize the stress or the fear that you might have around that. Great readings tonight, guys. Thank you so much for being here as always. I really do appreciate your time and your energy here at the channel. And I will definitely keep you apprised of the changes that are going on, as I will be starting a new channel and getting that going soon. We will still use this channel probably for a little while for live streaming and anytime we want to talk about deeper, heavier topics that are not approved by YouTube, because they've already disapproved my channel here because of that. So might as well keep this channel for that use and purpose as long as I still have it. All right, my darlings, have a wonderful, wonderful second half of August. I think it's going to be quite magical. There is this huge overreaching message across all of these readings tonight of release and surrender, letting go of anything negative out of the past that we need to just, you know, move out of. And I think it's a very natural moving away from it, because I think, you know, great things are on the way. Blue moons always bring up miraculous events, unexpected treasures, unexpected surprises. So keep your eyes open for those and be ready to receive all the goodness that's going to come through with that period of time. Blessed be everyone, and I will see you soon. Take care.